AAA batteries, dip, Skoll, and Copenhagen, baby wipes, various flavored Pringles in a can, and adult diapers. As requested. Why do you need me to get you all this stuff?
In the infinite wisdom of whoever runs the military post-exchange stores, they won't sell this stuff in quantity to actual military personnel. For civilians like yourself, sky's the limit.
And why is that?
To keep us angry. If Marines could get what they need when they needed it, we would be happy, and we wouldn't be ready to kill people all the time. See, the Marine Corps is like America's little pit bull. They beat us, mistreat us, and once in a while they let us out to attack someone.
Let's get down to it, boppers.
Yeah, it's the Ron and Fez show. Ron Bennington and Fez Watley.
Hiya, buddies.
Here are the phone numbers: 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. If you ever want to email us, it's ronandfez@AOL.com, ronandfez@AOL.com.
I hate the feeling when you looking at me that way, 'cause we're North Americans.
Every day we're looking for the Ichiban. The Ichiban is, of course, the big story of the day. Let's go to you, Eastside Dave. What is the
Home Run Derby 2008? Josh Hamilton, 28 home runs. I would say make a movie about him, but it's already been done. He is Roy Hobbs.
If he's Roy Hobbs, did he win last night?
He didn't win.
Thank you. No further questions. The home run derby, it's the most anticlimactic thing in the world. It starts out so strong and the place is going crazy, and it literally ends with a limp dick every single year. What did he hit in the last round? 3, 4?
3 home runs. You know what they should do? It's very simple. Fucking 1 round.
Yes.
1 round of
It goes without
10 home runs.
saying. It goes without saying that it should be 1 round.
And then,
this guy had, he's sitting out there last night. He's blasting the ball. Place is going crazy. It's a coming out party. And then in the final round, instead of hitting 28, he hits 3.
Yeah, and even Justin Morneau looked embarrassed.
Yes,
He
we
was
were
like,
all embarrassed. I was
sorry.
embarrassed at my fucking house. It was embarrassing.
And I also,
So you like the boy Christian, huh? The anti-dope. Jesus is helping me with the bat.
I love him. Tats like the Undertaker.
Which he's now ashamed of.
Yeah, I heard that, but
Yeah.
still, until he takes him off.
Give me the background on him. What was the drug of choice?
Heroin, coke, and then crack. Finally, so he just hit them all the big timers.
Forgot alcohol too.
Booze, but I mean the drug of choice. Ron said heroin, crack. Coke.
Now let's get into this though. So he comes out of high school baseball. He's the best baseball player in the country
by far.
He gets drafted by the at that time Devil Rays.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work for him. He starts partying right away with the new money.
Well, in '99, he actually in 2000 he played in the Futures game and was hitting the ball all over the place, and he was even hitting the ball decently in minor leagues. But he started boozing up around like 2002 and 3, and then he just went right from booze into the hard stuff.
I like those athletes when they got such pure blood from training so hard that as soon as they get high, they can't handle it. Right. The second they get high. Now his new addiction is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and he loves telling his story.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone who got fucked up feels the need to tell their story. Why don't you just say this? None of your business. I'm playing tonight at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Why do you got to get out there? Why does it always have to end with, and I woke up in my own urine and fucking having no money next to a crack whore? Why can't it just be like I'm just a regular guy and I got a little fucking out of control for a while?
And he wanted to use the home run derby as his stage to preach about Christ.
But I'm going to say this about Jesus. The guy was a closer. You cannot take that away with him. Jesus is the last thing you saw of him. He's flying into space. And I believe like Astro Boy. Not the way Sheepy says, floating up like somebody let go of a balloon. I just don't like the idea of Jesus ascending that way. And the way Sheepy makes it sound is like occasionally Jesus was going ass over head. Like just not having control. And I believe he just shot up in the air like he had rockets in his feet. Brian, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
10-9-69, buddy.
What's happening, dude?
Not much. I live in Charleston, South Carolina, and that was when Josh Hamilton got drafted out of. He was, like you said, drafted by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and their low A affiliate was here in Charleston, so that's where he started playing. And for his first year and a half, he was just the shit. He could do whatever he wanted, hit wherever he wanted, steal bases, had an arm like a rocket. And apparently he got a pretty serious shoulder injury and started, doing rehab, pain meds, got hooked on the meds.
I'll tell you right now, people don't want to fucking believe this, but when you take that pain medication, which you get from your doctor, that's the same shit that you buy on the street and you call it dope. You know what I mean? Those things feel so good. I'll throw out the comfortably numb line right now. I don't care if it dates me. You get that comfortably numb where you feel nothing. And of course you're going to look for more of it.
And isn't it more potent than the stuff you buy on the street, too?
That's the same stuff. The fucking stuff you got on the street is just without a script. That's all. Here's Dan. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I just want to say about Josh Hamilton. He after he was drafted, he actually got in a car accident, I believe, with his parents. And when he had the time off, he had so much extra money. That's when he started boozing and getting tattoos and then doing the drugs.
Now his favorite song is Jesus Take the Wheel.
The booze town can't put the fucking booze down. Finally, Jesus had to slap it out of his fucking hands. Now, you are a guy who separates drugs and alcohol.
Yes.
No, there's no way that you can do that. Alcohol is a drug just like all the other drugs. And so is pain medication. You know, I understand nobody wants to be in pain. But don't act like I'm taking my medicine every day and act like you ain't getting high. You're fucking getting high. Here is Matt. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, I got to say the most important part of that, too, is the pitcher. And it was a great story having the 71-year-old pitching to him, but his arm must have been rubber after the first round.
I know it was because I saw it give out on him. Now, what was the reason with the old man? Because I had to fucking turn the sound down. I can't sit there and listen to everybody act like this kid has something beat when he's so early in his sobriety. You know?
Yeah. He was a American Legion coach who coached Josh Hamilton and then has continued to like coach BP for like 30 years. So it just sounds like he's like the neighborhood like guy who just chucks balls at
Yeah,
kids.
right. So he knew how to get in the groove with them. And so, you know, they're up there doing a dance together.
Right.
All right, I think it's a smart idea. Then.
Yeah.
You want to hit off a guy that you know, he knows where your sweet spot is.
Right. He's not going to try and show you up either, you know. He's going to get you right in there.
He's not going to do that to anybody in a home run derby.
Why
What, are you going to throw him the knuckle?
Why not use it as your own? Why is I always thought if I was throwing BP the home run derby, I'd throw out my slider. I'd try and use it as my own showcase. Why? You never know who's watching.
Now, I can see that on this show, the way you treat Fez, that you are not a team player.
No.
Now, I say that, Fez, because your friend, Dave, I would go so far to say your boy, Robin, has sent an email to his brother and asked for a diagnosis of you and basically asked him what's wrong with you. So we'll get to that a little later on in the show today. Greg believes he has the
Hey, gentlemen.
Ichiban.
For sure. 7 Red Sox starting in the All-Star game, and they're going to be marching up 6th Avenue. Bajibi, make sure you get your ass down there and give them praise. And I hope that Papelbon closes tonight and not Old Man Riviera, Bajibs. Bye-bye.
Red Sox back in first place thanks to the Rays, and that's just Rays. There's no devil in there. There's no devil after what he did to Hamilton. They're dropping. They dropped like what, 7 fucking games
in a row before the break.
As long as the Rays get an arm, they'll be in good shape. You know, but they desperately need a pitcher. But the Red Sox have guys like Jason Varitek was voted onto the All-Star team, Mr. B, and like he's hitting barely over 200.
You understand what happens with the voting here? It's a popularity contest. That's it.
Yeah, but he's not the starter.
Yeah.
As far as I'm, I don't believe he's a starter. He was voted in as a reserve.
Oh, he did.
By the players. So like
the players love the Red Sox. Everybody in the fucking, they want to be part of the Red Sox nation. They have a nation with their name. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Fezzy, I'm looking over here at you, big girl. What is your Ichiban?
Sad show business breakup. Jimmy Kimmel and Sarah Silverman break up after 5 years together. That's the Ichiban today.
Now, normally, I will say this. Oh, who cares about a show business breakup? But in the point of these two, I thought literally they were adorable together.
Yes, they were Hollywood's funnest couple. With the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck videos and everything.
You watched their show?
I watched the Sarah Silverman show. I don't watch the Kimmel show.
What happened there?
I'm just usually in bed by then. So I don't watch the Kimmel show. But it was a
That's right. You got to be up by 11 o'clock in the morning.
I need my beauty rest. But they were a great, fun couple.
Well, did they used to hang out on his show, or because he never does her show, right?
Right, but she would show up on his show, on the Kimmel show.
Now, I will say this. I think she was like the hot girl that did funny stuff. I think she's pushed that I'm one of the guys thing a little too far for me. You know what I mean? The farting, the shit jokes. You can go. I still want women to be women. It's great to have a girl who will watch football with you. But I don't want her doing pull my finger jokes.
Well, I think she's on the. I agree because I think she's on the verge of Jenny McCarthy territory.
There's a really good point. People now forget that Jenny McCarthy was like the Playmate of the Year because she did so many, burping out loud and farting.
And said, "I pick my nose 18 times a day." One time.
It's a really good point there that you can take it too far. People already forget that Cameron Diaz came into the world as a hot chick because she's constantly burping out her name and, I like to sleep outside like an animal and I'll fucking shotgun beers. You can... let me go over to... let's bring Lily in for this, who understands a little bit. Now, Lily is dressed as Miss Albania today. She's got a beautiful gown on.
It's a summer dress.
It really is.
Yeah.
But you understand the tube top in this environment, it plays into OCDs and everybody wants to yank it down.
Well, I don't really have much holding it up, so I have to be careful.
Would you please stop putting down your perky breasts? They're perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, we brought the thing up about Sarah Silverman, who I really do adore.
Right.
But don't you think you can go too far with the gross out jokes and lose some of your sexuality?
I think so. I mean, my mom gets mad at me all the time because I burp all the time. And
Why
she's
you burp for us?
Well, I haven't been drinking soda, but...
You gotta have a soda?
Yeah, I drink so much soda.
All right, we're gonna grab you a Coke.
Okay, I burp a lot.
Because I don't want to lose it with you. That would be terrible.
But I don't know. I mean, I think that there's also something sexy about that, though.
There is to a point.
Comfortable.
But I really do think that there becomes a point where we can cross a line.
Right.
And I think she's virgin on this. Now, do you care about her and Jimmy Kimmel together?
I never thought of them until I heard that they broke up, and I thought, well, that's kind of sad.
They seem like
they both were kind of from the same world, like, they're both funny. And
right. And didn't take themselves to the show. Like, he doesn't go around acting like a big star with what's happened with him. Now, why would you bring him in a half a soda?
I think this is actually mine.
Okay, good.
So.
All right, so do you need to kill that soda?
Mm-hmm.
All right, there she goes. She's chugging away.
All right, gotta give it a second.
Yeah, give it a second.
All the time you need.
So
let the gas do its magic. Earl, what about for you? Do you feel bad about this or you don't care?
I felt really bad about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really bad?
Yeah, I felt really bad in the sense that they weren't like... They didn't like overly do it, They were like the couple, but they didn't hit you over the head with it. It was just like, oh, they're cute. It's cool. They're a couple, and they're in the same world. They get on each. They pick.
They seem like a couple that you could hang out with. Like there was no pretense there. Like
you smoke pot, yes. I don't know whether you would have unless you did bong hits. All right, here we go. We got enough.
I'm waiting here.
Okay.
I can feel it.
All right, starting to
it's filling up the tube top.
Bubble up for.
Might kill half the bottle though.
Do we agree that Jimmy was dating above his head though?
Oh yeah.
So does this help him now being single?
Yeah, and it also helps that he's got his own show. So
right,
he's
that's not
going to
be
fine
hurt
in the women's department. Sure.
Right.
No, it's not ready. It's not ready.
I thought we had
it's not ready. I really am,
book.
though. Give me a can of Coke, and that's more carbonated than a bottle, but it's...
Steven, you're on Ron and Fez.
Well, the same thing also happens with guys. I mean, you can be friendly and cool with the girls, be one of the girls, and next thing you know, you wake up, you're sheepy.
There is a thing about a guy being what I call, to be honest, too Franklin, where you are so like, oh, come to me with your problems. Oh, I love that bag. Where'd you get your shoes? And that also becomes a giant problem.
Yeah, you seem tense.
Yeah.
Let me rub your neck.
Now, I was talking to little Sam Roberts, just a tiny little gentleman who works with O&A. And I brought up the Sam and Dave show with him. And then Lily's like, what about the Sam and Lily show? She would like to do something with him. Because you're looking for a partner now.
I am. A radio partner.
And I said, no offense, Sam, I don't think you have the masculinity that I want to see with Lily. I want there to be someone, for lack of a better term, it would be like a Jiven type, so that you could play a he said, she said with him, where I don't think you're going to get that necessary friction out of little Sam Roberts.
Yeah, I agree. But then also, if I had a Jiven type, it could turn ugly rather quickly. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't want it to be somebody that you've had a relationship with.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's hard
But
in radio.
I do
find
want somebody who drives you a little crazy,
Right.
who's going to challenge you and you challenge them. Whereas Sam, the only way you're going to get him upset...
Sorry.
God, that's
I told you it was
Wow.
coming.
Christmas.
I think I got some on my shirt there.
I thought it sounded like a little baby. I thought it sounded like the baby had too much formula.
Sorry.
Sam will only get upset if you say something along the lines of "The Undertaker blows," and then he'll come running at you like Lisa Simpson. He'll just come running from across the room. Who would be perfect for Lily to do a show with?
That we know?
Yeah. I mean, if you weren't crazy, Dave, it would be you.
Heterosexual guy, I think, trust me on this one, Danny. Because
Danny hates her and she hates Danny.
That's why we're talking.
That's too much.
No.
It would be
Plus,
all hate.
The guy has to be a broadcaster. He has to not. He has to think about the show and the performance.
Yeah.
And then you're not that guy.
I could be. How about Kane?
Kane is where he's at the
Rock guy?
Yeah.
He's
I think
on
he could
XM, I think. He does
Right,
like
he is
the
on
Ethel
XM, I don't know.
channel
He's
or
on
something.
XM, so he could work with Lily. That's a heterosexual guy.
Is he too much rock though?
A little bit.
There's a constant amount of rock with him.
Well, you're going to have the rock in
Yeah,
there.
there's too much rock. I mean, I can't. People don't wrap themselves around the rock the way they used to.
Okay.
Jim, you're on Fez.
Yo, I know she won't admit it, but Lily might have a little crush on Sam.
Yeah, Lily has a little bit of a lesbian touch there, so she might be attracted to Sam.
I adore Sam, I do, but it's not sexual at all.
What do you like him like an infant baby that you're babysitting?
I like him like a brother.
Like a brother in a playpen. Like a baby brother.
I guess.
Would you change him? I think that you could change him and not even feel aroused.
The show would be called The Babysitters Club.
Here's Rocky. Sylvester Stallone, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
What's up, Ron? What's up, Fez?
Yeah.
I think Patrice would be perfect. Patrice O'Neal would be perfect with Lily.
Sorry, I'm just burping.
Patrice, I don't think would keep his hands off of Lily. And then we also don't need HTG jealous.
Oh, no.
Fuck it out, buddy.
Yeah, Patrice is very aggressive, though. He scares me slightly. And I don't mean skin color. I mean, like, his attitude and his demeanor.
Well, he's a physically imposing man. There's no
Right.
doubt about that. He would be looming above you. And I don't know. I mean, I love Patrice on the radio, too. I don't know if he's looking for a female coupling.
No, he doesn't like females. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, he loves them, but he doesn't. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. We need you as someone who wants to figure out women,
Right.
who has somewhat of an interest of women and don't see them as the straight enemy. Josh, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say I think Lily would be great with Bronx. He's got just the right amount of smooth in him.
Bronx Johnny already has a female partner, and that's Pepper Hicks. And Pepper has thrown himself completely into this show, disregarding any other part of his future. And he is all about, what do they call it, high times?
High society.
High society. And so I don't think that... And also, I don't know if Pepper is that interested in women. I think that if you
I love women.
If you put alcohol, dope, and even cigarettes, women would not get a bronze.
Cigarettes are up there. And don't forget bootlegs.
Right. Any kind of illegal activities. And the thing is, I don't even think he likes movies. He likes to steal them, but then if I try to discuss a movie with him, he will be like this. I'll bring up a movie and he'll go like this. Yeah, that took a long time to download. And I'm like, here is Freak Dog. You're on Ron and Fez.
Buddy boys,
Yeah.
we're on the wrong path thinking Lily can deal with a man, around her age, even slightly older than her. She definitely needs that May-December heat. I think Lily needs the puppy love of kind of an older guy.
Who do you got?
Someone a little experienced. I think Billy Staples.
All right, Freak Dog, all you needed to say was Billy Staples. The boring part before that. Billy.
He could be your brain damage Regis.
See, I don't know if that's what she's looking for. Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
I think it would be kind of neat if maybe Lily ended up with little Jimmy Norton. You never know how that would work out.
Ooh.
Well, he's already on a show, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Good call.
That's the only reason.
Nice save. Good save.
Look, let's face it. With Lily, we are not going to get her a name guy. She needs somebody else looking to make their name. She needs a corner that hasn't been turned yet. Some young, bright, rising star who hasn't gotten that break yet. And that's the hard thing to find. Because anybody like that, why would they want to be in radio?
Because it's a wonderful medium. It's immediate. It's personal. It's the radio's the best. How about Maddie Fridays? Very, very much of a heterosexual man. Doesn't like it.
You know what? If you're out to destroy Lily, say so.
Oh.
But don't fucking be Machiavellian. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
What about Mooch? Mooch would be great with her.
Was that you, Watley? Your stomach?
I think it was, yeah.
I heard.
And I haven't even had any soda.
I heard a kitten growl, and I looked over, and Fez was rubbing his belly, but then not acting like it was him.
Trying to calm it down, yes.
What was it?
I think it was just no breakfast and just an empty stomach.
You get that from not farting. That's your problem.
I won't do it.
Here is Matt. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Mooch. Mooch would be perfect with Lily.
He's
got class. He's got some style.
These burps are baby burps that you have.
Well, I let out the big one already, though.
That was a big deal?
Yeah.
I actually
this is
have a
kinda
baby,
flat.
and my baby burps louder than Lily
Well.
at this point.
Why are you bragging? Why are you bragging about how
louder, too.
you got a little farting baby? All right, you wrote to your brother yesterday, and tell people who your brother is and what he does.
My brother's Patrick Range McDonald, and he's a great writer.
What's with the name Range? Why does he have that?
My mom's maiden name.
Okay.
And
You have that name too?
No, but that's his middle name. It was my mom's maiden name. She gave him his middle. My middle name is Dodd from my grandmother's maiden name.
I didn't know that.
You think you're the Kennedys.
Very female.
So my brother writes for the LA Weekly now. He's been writing all over Village Voice, Westchester Weekly. Now it's LA Weekly. He does a column and a blog.
So Dave writes to him yesterday. He writes, "Hey Patrick, great article. Also, I had a question. We were wondering your diagnosis on Fez. He doesn't seem to like women or men, and we're trying to set him up. What do you think is the matter with him?"
Now, why would it be phrased like that? First of all, he's not a doctor, so he's not going to give a diagnosis.
But he's gay. Right. And I think that a gay man has probably been through some of this stuff that we haven't been through.
Yes, but he's presenting it as, what's the matter with him? What is wrong with Fez?
Well, it just seems that you're not in the right place where you want to be emotionally.
Right. Now, like, you saw the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Right.
And his friends thought something was wrong with him, right?
Yeah.
Well, we got 63-year-old virgin going here. And we're
63.
It's past being fun and giggly. It's got us petrified. We don't know what's wrong with you.
I know, but here's the thing. When you send an email like that, Eastside Dave, your brother can only look for something wrong with me. There can be nothing positive that comes back.
Listen to the energy. And look how much he's paying attention to the show right now. Why? It's about Fez. And when it's about Fez, he lights up. It's like someone took a street lamp and shoved it in and out of his ass in the way that some people seem to like. All right, here's what he writes back. Now, what would you think that his brother would say?
I would say his brother would say there's nothing wrong with Fez. Maybe he's just not interested in a relationship with somebody.
Very interesting.
I would think that would be, because he sounds like an intelligent McDonald.
He is. He has a master's in journalism from NYU, for crying out loud.
He's a doctor of journalism. Yes, Lo, you got another one?
I lost it.
Oh, too bad.
It's coming.
Are you going to fart instead?
I hope not.
That would be classic. All right, he writes back, "Hey, Dave. As for Fez's situation, I think the diagnosis would be a thing called androgyny. Tell him medical studies have shown that coupling with someone extend your life. That may get him more interested in someone, considering his health problems. Though I no longer am interested in him. See you soon. Love, Patrick.
Well, we always like to leave on a high note.
Yeah, well, I notice you don't write love, and he does.
No, I know, because
you don't want anyone to think you're gay
homophobic.
with your own brother.
It really is
That's
weird.
fucking sick.
I know. Something I have to work on.
All right, so this one shocked me, Fez, because I never thought of you as in terms of androgyny.
No, me neither. That would be, it would be beyond asexual. It would be almost sexless. Like, I don't have traits of guys or girls.
Right.
So I don't see myself as androgynous either.
It could mean none or both. Like Pat was androgynous.
Right. But I consider myself, at least masculine looking, not androgynous in that respect.
Well, I don't think it's physical.
Okay.
It's like...
Sorry.
Everyone is masculine, and everyone has masculine and feminine traits.
Mm-hmm.
I know you were thinking that, you, Ronnie B. Take a look at these baby blues, all right?
They're gorgeous.
I got girl eyes. There's nothing I can do about it. Lily, your clitoris is as big as a penis. So we all have things like that.
Something physical, yes.
Yeah, but also in terms of... Now, I've known you literally my whole adult life, and... right away, people always said, well, who's the gay kid with you? Right from fucking day one. And yet, you've never been gay.
No.
And let's think about, for a couple seconds, Fez is always very comfortable dressing up like a woman during Halloween.
So are you, and so is
show.
Earl.
Fez
So
is more comfortable.
So this could be the androgynistic show of all time.
And that would be more transvestite if I was comfortable in women's clothing.
Boy, you sure know a lot about the terminology, don't you, lady?
I am a sir.
So, so you don't think that you're androgynous?
No, I don't think I'm androgynous. No, I think I like too many guy things.
Well, you like a lot of girl things, too. You like shopping.
I do enjoy shopping.
And you
I like flea markets.
But see, here's the funny thing. No guy even says, I enjoy shopping. They just say, yeah, I have to shop. They don't go, I enjoy this.
I need some pants.
And you do.
And he likes cleaning. Like
He
he's
loves
erotic about
cleaning.
Specifically vacuuming, which I think is a very feminine type of cleaning.
He vacuums to calm himself. You know what I mean? Like, he'll vacuum to feel better about himself.
Right, but so is
Oh,
my
yeah, when I
Aunt
get
Edna.
worked up, then, you know.
A guy will vacuum, but that means I got a fucking chick coming over here tonight. I better quickly make this place look livable. But I don't think a guy vacuums for, oh, I feel so much better. Now I can rest.
No.
You know?
Mm-mm. A guy puts on the game or shoots hoops or something. Drinks.
Maybe I am androgynous. I never thought of this.
Well, you said, I mean, even when we tried to say, do you want Coco or Todd, right?
Right.
You've had the same reaction to both. Like, well, I'm too nervous. You know what I mean? Like, it never even dawned on you. You kind of reject it both as the same way.
Oh, yeah, and I definitely see it that way. Now, is there a difference between androgyny and asexual? Or is that the same thing?
Shouldn't we be asking you this?
Well, now I'm really... Patrick from the LA Times has really confused me.
And he
I'm not at home on the range here.
He wanted you at one time, because Dave didn't even bring it up, and he wrote back, though I am no longer interested in him.
Yeah.
And this is what I like about this guy, Todd, who's been out for a while. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I like somebody that maybe show you the ropes. And maybe somebody who isn't flamboyant with it. You know what I mean? Because I don't think that you're going to be comfortable in a flamboyant world.
No, like not. I wouldn't be comfortable like on a float in in any pride parade, going through downtown.
You would love that. And don't act like that. Why do you say things like that? We saw you stripped down to a fucking G-string at a titty bar, where fucking finally the owner come over and goes, if he's not off the stage in 5 minutes and I don't get my girls out, you guys aren't getting fucking paid. The guy was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, I think there's a good point here with the androgyny issue.
Well, it seems to add to the confusion, and confusion seems to be the big thing with you.
Oh, I'm totally confused, because I don't know why I don't want,
some cum?
Never mind, no. Never mind a relationship or intimacy, just even, any sort of sexual contact. I'm very confused on that.
Here is Gary. Gary, Ron and Fez.
I'm not sure that Dave's the best one to give, sexuality advice. He's been to third base with Earl on the air. He likes drinking his own cum, and he's admitted to tasting his dad's cum. So maybe you should turn to someone else for advice, Fezzy.
Well, if my brother was the one who dispersed this advice.
Really? And, for whatever Dave is, he's comfortable with his weird... Well, actually, you even said you had some sexual hang-ups. That, first time for you, you could never,
Yeah, the very first time with any chick I've ever gone out with, I could never perform.
You just rubbed a limp dick on her.
Yeah. The second time, I'm always usually in there. Sometimes not second either. The
Now,
third.
here's the weird thing. That's your big fear, right, Fez?
Yeah.
And, I mean, Dave, whatever fucking hang-up he's got, he got through it.
Every time. Every single time. It's always happened to me. It's a big deal. They laugh a little bit, but then you're like, maybe I was too drunk or something.
Why don't you just say, maybe if you weren't so ugly, my dick would be hard. Sometimes they like to hear that. All right, Scruff went over and looked this up. And Scruff, we're going to go to later because he told me that he had tickets last night, press passes, as a matter of fact, to the Home Run Derby. Wow. Asexual is sexual orientation describing as individuals who do not experience sexual attraction. Do you think that's you, Fez?
That sounds like me. Because there's no desire.
There's never a desire. You never see somebody on the street and go, oh my God. Male or female?
No. I mean, I can tell if people are attractive. It's not like I'm completely blind to people.
You can't. I remember we had that experience when we were over at K-Rock. That woman that came in.
Yep.
That everybody freaked out about. And then Fez complained about her perfume. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was really strong stuff.
But we all thought it was intoxicating and that she was intoxicated. And I never saw that girl again since that night. I never stopped thinking about her. She's still in the back of my
She
fucking
was like
mind.
a little magical siren.
And then Fez was like, oh, God, did you smell that? And I was like, what, you got a whiff of pussy? I didn't know what he was going for.
I think he immediately washed his hands after she shook his hand.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can tell who's attractive, because I even said to you, did you notice anything odd about her? And you're like, you mean what, her hair? Because she had dreads or something? And I was just curious that night if you could tell who was attractive. All right, androgynous, having ambiguous sexual identity, and neither clearly masculine nor clearly feminine in appearance. The androgynous look of many rock stars. No, I don't think Fez really has that.
I definitely don't have the physical appearance that is included with androgyny.
But that has come with, and I hate to say it, Fez, age. Because I remember when the bear was a cub. And
sure.
You were like a little fat girl that everybody wanted. Because he was definitely, when he was younger, if you were in prison, you would have fucked him. Because he was just a chubby little, I grab him. I just want to grab him. But again, you missed your salad days. You pushed the salad away instead of eating. Here is Danny. Danny, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Asexual is just, having no sex whatsoever, just being sexless, like Bez was saying. It's just,
Yes, we got that.
reproducing asexually, and androgyny is just kind of, you're not really identifying with one or the other. It's just kind of a subtle difference there.
All right, thank you, my friend. Here is Dal. Dal, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get too personal with Fezzy, but I was wondering if Fezzy ever masturbates, and if he does.
And you honestly don't think that that's too personal?
I think that's too personal.
I apologize, Fezzy. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable. I just thought maybe we can get to the bottom of it if we know who you thought about.
I will guess and say you're not what I would call a great masturbator.
No, and not to horn in on Earl's gimmick, but I haven't done it in a while.
Well, that could be the drugs that you're taking.
That's what I think it is. I think that's because of medicine.
Medicine. Any fucking thing that you can't get a hard on with is not medicine.
And I think most men, no matter what kind of medicine they are, they're still pulling, even if they're pulling taffy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got to try to get to sleep.
Yeah. When I was in the mental hospital, they had me all medicated and stuff, and it took me an hour and a half.
Everybody stayed with it?
I felt like Popeye at the end, like I was
Just got a little bit. Just got a little bit.
Just a little tiny squirt, but at least it was something.
Were you masturbating in front of the other patients?
No.
Fucking 2 guys in this show been in the mental hospital. Another one's fucked someone out of the mental hospital. It's so ridiculous. Well, anyway, Fezzy, there you are. That's the fucking thing. And I kind of feel bad that you missed out on Dave's brother. And I don't want you to miss out on Todd now.
Well, I'm going to miss out on Todd. Yeah.
We don't know. Why don't you just let him mentor you?
I don't know if I want that kind of advice. I don't want that kind of advice.
Because
I wouldn't apply it anyway.
What if you let someone apply it to you? That's the thing. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I just wanted to ask Fez, like, if he was ever, like, he had the tickets to the premiere of Batman or and all that, would he rather walk down the red carpet with a guy or a girl?
Well, it depends on who's the star of the movie. If it's Batman, yeah, I wouldn't mind walking to the red carpet with Christian Bale.
Gay. That's a gay thing to say.
Definitely.
No fucking straight guy would even think that for a second.
And it's the black carpet. That's what Batman's doing. They're like, we're going to have a black carpet premiere to show how edgy we are.
You're a cartoon. I can't be afraid of a fucking live-action cartoon.
It's bad taste, too. In fact, there's a guy who's dead, and black is usually the color to symbolize, like, a death.
Well, do you notice some people have actually said the movie shouldn't come out because he died?
Wouldn't go that far.
Some people have actually said it's in bad taste to have this movie come out because, obviously, people are paying so much. First of all, this is the second Batman. The first one, people went to, but they didn't, and they enjoyed and all. But this one, they're acting like it's the first Batman. Like, I can't wait. And it's got a lot to do with there's a dead star in this.
I think it's got everything to do with it. If he didn't die, it wouldn't have the same type of heat that it has now.
It would be the same as Iron Man. It would be the same kind of heat that Iron Man has. But this is far and away outside of Iron Man's heat. The fucking problem with Indiana Jones is that Harrison Ford didn't die. If he would be dead right now, that thing would be gigantic.
Yeah, well, too bad.
All right, this in the news right now. I'll throw it back to baseball real quick. The agent for Barry Bonds says no teams have expressed interest in signing Barry, and he doesn't expect anybody to make a pitch for him. Now, let me ask you this. If you're one of these places, you're making a run for the fucking pennant, you wouldn't want Barry Bonds on your team?
It depends what kind of team. If I'm the Rays, that'd be perfect. DH him and put him in there. Let him carry your team for a while. But if I'm a National League team, hell no.
All right, so only American League team. What about you?
I would go American. Like Minnesota is making a run for the wild card now, and that ballpark is built for Barry Bonds.
Why don't they want him then?
I don't think they want the baggage. They don't want the media circus because he constantly gets asked the steroids question, even though he's answered it. And I just don't think
they want that. Who does that hurt besides Barry Bonds? I mean, he knows how to handle himself in those situations. You never hear him say, the media's got me so upset I can't hit. I mean, you got to figure the guy could be worth something to somebody.
But I do think they would worry about the clubhouse being affected by all the steroid talk. I don't think just Bonds would have to answer these questions. It'd be other guys, too.
And you think just all the guys doing steroids?
Yeah, that's A. And then B, I think guys would be asked point blank, how do you feel to be on a teammate with a cheater?
I got news for you. Watching that thing last night, I would go and test Josh Hamilton for steroids. The guy looks ripped.
Oh, my God.
Dude, he hit shots that I've never seen before in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
He hit a shot that was 519 feet, that was far further than Reggie Jackson's ball, which everyone makes a big deal about. There was a shot in right field that almost hit the Budweiser sign in the wall.
And remember, he's hitting that without a lot of heat on that ball. He's not hitting a fucking 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
It was staggering.
He was hitting jam shots into the upper deck. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on?
And not just the upper deck, far into the upper deck.
Now, I know they're piss testing him for, coke or whatever, but are they piss testing him for steroids? See, that's the problem. As soon as you bring up Barry Bonds, you're like, this other guy's got to be high too.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to be doing it.
And that sucks because, that
sucks
was...
for Hill, not for me.
It sucks
I'm
for
fine.
Josh Hamilton.
Oh, okay, for him. Here's Tony. Tony, Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
What's happening? Hey, another big thing while nobody's signing him is he apparently has, perjury charges and, 10 or 12 other pending charges where he could possibly be in prison by the end of the year, so I don't think anybody wants to deal with that.
Well, I don't think it's going to hurt a team. I mean, literally, there's a lot of teams, they think, if I'm making a run for the fucking pennant, I don't care if I'm bringing a kid toucher in, because you're going to bring him in for 7-8 weeks. That's going to be it.
And as long as Bonds, isn't actually in prison, he plays well. He's like, remember when Kobe was going through the rape case?
And nothing bothers Bonds.
He was scoring 50 points a game.
Yeah.
So Bonds is exactly like Kobe.
They're icemen. They really are icemen. There's certain guys out there that just, it's not like they even deal with the pressure. They don't even recognize the pressure.
And I think they thrive sometimes on negativity. Like, if you talk shit about them or you try to put them, in jail, they're going to come out and hit home runs.
It's odd, but it's oddly true. Eric, you're on Fez.
Hey, you buddies.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about the distance of Josh Hamilton's home runs, and they were massive. But a few years ago, Keith Olbermann, when he was doing the home run derby, actually grabbed one of the balls, was testing them. They are juiced balls, so you have to take that into account.
I would take into account, except for everybody else there was hitting the same fucking balls. You know what I mean? And if we saw everybody just jacking the shit out, and I go, okay, what are we hitting off a fucking Super Bowl? But it was just him last night. Brandon, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I was just thinking about an analogy of this is why you don't want Bonds on your team, because he's got all this really bad negative press. He hadn't been charged with anything. He's not going to jail. And I'm thinking, like Spitzer, he ran a great state. He cleaned it up and all this and that. But, he was the fact that he was fucking prostitutes and he's got a really bad negative image. If he carpetbags and goes down to Florida and runs for Senate or wherever, nobody's going to want him representing this state. They're going to be like, hell no.
I don't think the baseball teams think of themselves the same way that a state government is going to think about, How
many guys who had drug and alcohol problems came back? Like Steve Howe got reinstated 8 times. You know what I mean?
We're sitting here talking about Josh Hamilton. The guy was, he had to go back and clean himself up. And for him, it's a good story. Why can't it be a good story for Bonds?
There's a lot more forgiveness in sports. Because sports, there's only a handful of people in the world who can do what professional athletes can do. So even if a guy has drug or perjury charges, if you can get him through those things, you're going to put him back on your team.
You see, the reality of it is that's not fucking forgiveness. That's putting the business first. And, it's the same way, if you've got a Wall Street job and you know that the guy is fucking prostitutes and doing coke and has even stolen money, but he's picking the shit out of stocks, they'll do anything they can do to clean that fucking guy up and bring him back in there because they're putting money first. I think business is always going to be that way. The point is, do they think he can help the business? And right now, nobody's saying yes to that.
Wouldn't even a team that's in the cellar think he could help the business just from Bonds jerseys and merchandise and just as a draw? He's Barry Bonds, the home run king?
I don't think you want to do that. I think that's an embarrassment. I think if you're saying you're heading for the pennant, that's one reason to lean down. But to say, well, we're no longer a baseball team, we're just a carnival show, like if he would have went to the Rays last year or 2 or 3 years ago, I would have said that would have been an embarrassment. But to go there this year makes sense to me.
Yeah. They did that with Babe Ruth, and it never happened well. When the Yankees finally got rid of him, he joined a team just as basically a circus freak.
Yeah, like Jordan at Washington. Yeah. Jordan is a wizard. Come out and see the guy who used to be. Here is Tim. Tim, you're on Fez.
Hey, fellas, I'm kind of surprised the Yankees wouldn't make a run at him. I mean, they've got an open checkbook. Steinbrenners have traditionally done whatever it takes to win, and there's a lot of dissension right now. All the fans looking at them to win. They should be winning. I mean,
The problem is Bonds is not a pitcher, or they would be looking at him.
Yeah, and Hank doesn't seem to be as in love with stars the way George is. And I think Hank is kind of pulling the reins here.
We really don't know who Hank Steinbrenner is yet. He does this weird thing every once in a while, but you really don't have an idea who he is.
No, we know he's a smoker. That's it.
Yeah.
He's always smoking Marlboro Lights.
And he looks like such a throwback. He looks like it's 1962. Men don't even have heads like that anymore.
It's his sideburns. His sideburns are like 2 inches above his ear.
Yeah.
You can't wear your sideburns that high these days unless you're a Marine.
Here is Steve. Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, guys? I don't know if you noticed. Maybe it was just me, but I thought it was one of the commentators during the Derby last night was so obnoxious. He kept. He must have mentioned at least 20 times this guy's the fact that Josh Hamilton was a former heroin addict. I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but like every fucking chance this guy got, he was cracking bad jokes that he kept mentioning. I can't believe this guy was doing heroin a year ago, and now he's in this home run derby. It was just. Annoying. I don't know.
It's kind of what ESPN has become. It's almost like listening to sports radio. It's no longer real broadcasting. It's all like guys yelling. It's really lost its appeal to me. ESPN, I don't even think, is no longer my quick go-to station. You know how you would always just check out ESPN when no matter what's happening? Like SportsCenter has started to fucking annoy me where I can't even enjoy it anymore.
Wow. Do you have another go-to station for sports?
No, because I kind of feel like sports on TV is the same fucking thing. It's almost like listening to the fan. I would just like to get some sports news without the sports attitude
and the graphics and all that.
Yeah, I'm just not looking for the constant attitude.
I agree. I go to sport. I find my sports on the internet, and I don't go to ESPN that much. If I have a go-to station, like I like to go to History Channel, as just that's the station that I love. Because it's something.
So you don't know what you're doing, and you'll just go like, "I've just turned on the TV. Let's see what History Channel is doing first."
Yeah, and if I need to go to sleep, let's see what History Channel. If it's like a July 4th weekend, they'll have some States Marathon or Ben Franklin Marathon on, and I'm totally into it.
That's what I do with Discovery. I hit the guide on the TiVo and hit channel 65 on my cable system.
But then you come back with all these crazy fucking theories about monsters living places. I mean, it's almost like like with both those fucking channels, they don't really care about anything other than putting on a show. Like, if they thought more people would watch it, if they said Ben Franklin was with Bigfoot, then they would put that on. And then Discovery, it's really gotten embarrassing to me. Let me go over to the Hicks. Let me see what the youth is right now. You and Johnny, if you're back at your house and you're lighting up a fucking bowl since neither one of you can roll a joint.
I can roll a joint.
A fucking passable joint. Not that fucking...
They'll burn? What?
They burn. He doesn't fucking have any respect for the fucking marijuana.
I roll one.
Every joint you roll looks like a 15-year-old girl. Fucking said, please let me roll one in the back seat. And then they're just licking all over it. Go ahead, Zigzag. What do you got for us?
I still go to MTV and VH1.
MTV?
Yeah, I know.
What are you getting off of MTV?
Shitty reality shows.
What is the hot reality show in there right now?
I think it just ended. The Tila Tequila show is just completely ridiculous. There's a lot of fist fights over her.
I can't watch any of those because they're so fucked fake now. You know what I mean? They're like a WWE sketch every time I turn it on. And there's nothing burns out faster than a reality show family. Like if it's not a game and it's just about one people, like they'll get real hot for a second, whether they're a couple or a family, and then it burns out by the end of the first season. Earl, you still on BET?
I give up on
135th and Park?
I gave up on 135th. Too cheesy now.
Yeah.
For me, it's either like for the New York one because I need the time and temp, and like they'll give you real sports. So say Yankees won. They're 6.5 games back. That's all I need to know. I don't need all the booyahs.
But you can't watch New York 1 for longer than 13 minutes before you're watching the same story again. It's got the same shelf life as that TV in the back of a cab.
They loop it they only change it like every 6 hours or something like that.
Oh, but every fucking story pops right back up again.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it is. It's constant.
It's looped.
I put on New York 1 for news, and then I watch IFC because there's always something interesting on IFC.
Well, IFC, They also don't have the amount of programming, I think, that I would like. They rerun a lot of programming.
Yeah, but a lot of quality programming.
I understand that. I'm not putting them down. I dig them too. But I would like to have more. I know people like to have things on as soon as they come on. Here is Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious the reason Bonds isn't getting signed is he's been blacklisted by baseball. I mean, his agent threw him out there for the minimum price, and you're telling me these shitty teams...
It's
right
insane to think that you don't want him for the minimum price. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to an American League team that's making a run for this. Bruce, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ron, I go straight to the military channel. They always got World War II vets telling stories about the war, and plus future weapons is really cool.
Now, is the military channel a break off from the History Channel?
It's either History or Discovery. I think it might be Discovery, but yeah, something like that.
They just have flooded this thing, which has become a version of, reality TV in a way. Any of these shows that they act like they're doing experiments. Have you ever seen the guy? I think he was on the History Channel, and now I think he might be jumping to Discovery, that dresses like Indiana Jones and goes out and does stuff. What's his name?
I think the show is called Digging for Truth.
Digging for Truth is the name of the show.
Yeah, and he has a funny name. Can't remember right now, but yeah.
He's a Jewish guy who, he wears the hat, the jacket, and then he'll be like, all right, we're going to go digging for truth. First, I'm going to make a bow and arrow like they used to years ago, and then shoot it. Why? Why aren't you going around and trying to fucking find truth? These fucking stations are unwatchable.
Yeah, and you always get real psyched to watch Digging for Truth.
Yeah.
And like 7 minutes in, you're like, this was a bad mistake.
That's how I feel about all these things. Why should I be finding flaws fucking 10 minutes into watching any show? Well, that doesn't make sense. You just made a huge jump. They'll be like, so apparently the world could be made out of Jell-O. You're like, come on.
I watched an hour documentary 2 nights ago on history, The Secrets of the Dollar Bill. And at the end of this 59-minute program, they basically conclude there are no secrets to the dollar bill. They were saying, like, there's a lot of 13s on the back of the dollar bill, and they have a guy go, well, they were doing it for the 13 fucking colonies.
Why would they think to themselves, we don't have a show here? And I think that they would do that on Discovery whenever they go looking for something. There's nothing at the end. Guess what? There's no monsters in a lake, and there's no giant monkey running around in Northern California. And then they'll just change it to the giant monkey of Western Virginia. Then it's the giant monkey of fucking Louisiana. Stupid. Stryker, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. Have you guys seen the preview for the new George Foreman reality show?
Yeah, with all the Georges. Yeah, it's Family Foreman.
Yeah.
I don't even know what channel that's on.
I think it's on E, if I remember correctly. I saw the previews for it the other night, and it looks horrible.
It would have to be, who's interested in his family? That's what I never understand. You're fucking nobody to me. Why are we watching you? Like the Kardashian girls. What?
Yeah.
What do I give a fuck? What you and your giant ass are doing this afternoon? You didn't pick up that blouse for me? And I'll start yelling. I'm like, who fucking cares?
Well, the whole gimmick's given away in the commercial. Yes, they're all named George. We understand.
Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Good.
That Digging for the Truth you were talking about, when it was on History Channel, the intro, and the advertisements for him, the voice work was done by Ant from O&A.
Nice.
Wow.
Digging for truth.
Little heads up.
Peace. James, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, buddies.
Yeah.
Go-to channel for me is always the Food Network.
Well, I still will hang around for Iron Chef, but I really miss some of the classic guys on there, I miss some of the classic shows. And now I'll watch the Diners and Dives from a guy who we had on this show before.
Guy Fieri.
Yeah. Because I do like a diner and dive.
I miss Mario Batali, for one. And I still believe that they got rid of him because they want to go for a younger, more aesthetically pleasing crew.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. And also, he owns his own deal. So he sells, when he's selling fucking cookware and pans and all that shit, the money's going in his pocket. The new guys signing up, the money goes in Food Network's pocket. They're responsible for all your outside stuff. So again, it always comes back to money.
But the old guard seem more accomplished, and that's what you want to get your tips from.
They are the celebrity chefs. They're the real deals there. Now, the Bobby Flay challenge, is he still doing that? Because I have challenged him to go up against Molly's, and Ron Barrington's got his own cupcake, and I believe he's afraid. He's not a baker like we are over at Molly's.
Not sure if he's a closer either.
Well, anybody could go out and beat somebody at waffles. Let's see if you can beat somebody at a little thing called cupcakes.
He doesn't want to play off his home turf, That's his problem.
Here's Lorenzo rolling in his benzo. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, once I finally got my own place and I started getting my Cablevision bill, I finally realized how awful TV is, like paying the price you pay. And
now you sound like your dad. You don't need all those channels. It's all junk. Now, my dad loves all the channels, so I'm picking it up for him. Oh, this is great. This is fantastic. Let's go over here to, here's Will. Will, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, what's up?
Yeah. What do you say, buddy?
Hey, man, you ever seen that TV show Top Gear on BBC?
I haven't actually even watched BBC in a while.
Dude, that's the shit. They have this one segment where they get a bunch of famous people, they race around this track in the same car.
They do have a lot of reality on that BBC. It's kind of depressing, but I used to watch their news for a while till finally I hated the United States. So finally I said the United States is off their fucking rocker. I had to turn it off. Here's our good friend Sal from AJ Maxwell's. How are you, Sal?
Hey, Ron. How you doing, Fez?
Good, buddy.
I just want to let you guys know, let the audience know whatnot. Today and tomorrow, we're going to be at the Plaza at Rockefeller Center, and we're doing basically steak sandwiches, mini burgers, bacon on sticks for $9.99. So it's pretty reasonable, and it's an easy way for people to get an idea of what we're about.
So you're rocking Rockefeller Center, huh?
Yeah, it basically everybody that's part of Rockefeller Center is doing this, and it's just not a matter of us. Any just want to go, and it's going towards a good benefit. It's going towards City Harvest, so we're helping them out as well.
What does City Harvest do?
Well, we're basically donating our proceeds to City Harvest. They give food to homeless shelters.
See, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that we buy and they get it for free. But other than that, Sal, I love your food.
Selling it for cheap, Ronnie.
Yeah. All right, my friend. We're going to make sure we get out and see you. Rockefeller Center today.
We'll be there today and tomorrow from 12 to 4.
All right, Sal. You're the best, buddy.
Take care, guys.
All right, peace.
AJ Maxwell's, West 47th Street, I believe, between 5th and 6th at Rockefeller Center.
Well, look who it is, that little Riley Luck. Where you go, Riley Luck? Where you go? I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, honey.
Just sitting here on my lunch break on jury duty, so I just decided to call and tell you guys I'm truly addicted to the Mojo channel. It's there's a show called I Bet You with Antonio Esfandiari and Phil Locke.
So this is all the Mojo channel?
It's on the Mojo channel.
So you got your mojo working.
I got my mojo working. They're two Texas Hold'em players, and they just bet on ridiculous things. I bet you I'm a better acrobat. I can piss longer, stripper. They just bet their own money. So
They'll just bet constantly. It's like hanging out with her own Dave.
Exactly, like on a regular bar night.
What's your case about, honey?
I don't know yet. I'm just pretty much sitting there reading In Touch magazine and doing absolutely nothing. They haven't called me yet.
Well, at least you've got a fine magazine to enjoy your time with.
It's where I get all my news and information from, besides ronfez.net.
All right, honey. You go, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Bye-bye. There's something about her. Sid, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I want to tell you the best show on right now, Anthony Bourdain, No Reservations on the Travel Channel.
Anthony Bourdain's got a great show.
Great show. Liquor, everything.
Yeah, and he gets more fucked up than anyone has, I believe, in the history of TV. Well, he'll get himself good and fucking wired out there. He does not give a shit. All right, so Ron and Fez show, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866 Ron Zero Fez. The Chrissy Brinkley Peter Cook thing is finally down. That's one of those things that gets on my nerves, that it costs the rest of us money because they needed a fucking jury. And then they made a deal anyway, right?
Yeah, I believe they went ahead and settled. I don't know what it was for.
They got
he got $2 million.
He got $2 million,
and he can't see the kids except through a window.
I think it's like supervised visits, and she got all 18 houses.
Yeah, but let's face it, she bought all 18 houses, right?
Pretty much, yeah. She's worth like $60 million.
$60 million, Chrissy Brinkley. So she said this was a nightmare for her, and that she thought she had a storybook wedding, and that she was going to live happily ever after. And then he became a sex addict from his internet. And now every TV show is trying to tell women how to find out if your husband is using the internet for this and what he's up to. Is he asking you to do new and different things in the bedroom? He may be an internet sex addict. Has he ever brought up bringing other people into the relationship? He may be an... So this fucking guy's blown it for everybody. Nobody now can see a pair of tits because he fucked an 18-year-old girl.
That's what guys do when they go on the internet, though. I mean, you're going to check out your news sites, your sports sites, but you're going to check out like a porn site or two every time you go.
Fez, you agree with him?
Yeah, I don't see why. I think internet porn is probably fine. I don't agree with...
Do you look at it every time you go on?
No.
Speaking from a personal spot.
No.
Earl, do you?
Yes, I do.
Do you, Hicks?
I'm constantly downloading pornography.
Lily?
Probably 50% of the time.
Yeah, I think the only thing that the internet is good for at all is pornography. It's the only thing they do better than everyone else. It's literally better because you can look at things and then you can watch it like it's a movie. It's got everything for you.
Yeah, and you can go to like great websites and get 30-second sample clips. So if you want to spank it...
Why do you only go for that? You can go and get stuff that's a lot longer.
Oh, well, I like to go to the top-notch places that like demand that you give them some money, but just use their sample clips to spank to.
And you can spank one off in 8 to 12 seconds?
I have to re-click, I have to do it a few times. But I'm a lefty, so I can do it, Use the mouse with my right hand and spank with my left. And then when it goes out, I click it again, press refresh. Internet is the best for that, yeah.
Here is Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
How you doing, boys?
Yeah.
If Christy Brinkley were Paul McCartney, what do you think her husband would be racking up on this whole thing?
Well, here's the deal. This guy definitely seemed to me like he deserved a lot more than $2 million. But she wanted to make this public to embarrass him, and he's the one who settled. So he really needed to stay with this, but apparently they had some shit on him that was going to out-embarrass fucking that 18-year-old hot girl. I don't know what they had, but they brought on these twin private detectives who are going, we cannot wait to get on the stand. Believe me, by Friday, this guy's not going to be able to raise his head out. And about a day or two later, Peter Cook settled.
Yeah, and it was an all-night negotiation session too. They was like they went through every single particular, like what days he could see them, what days they can't, like when they fly out, they have to be very specific on what days.
But that was just for her to stay in control of him. Period. No one ever said this guy was a danger to his kids. Yeah, you know what I mean? She wants to fucking keep her thumb on the back of his fucking neck for as long as she wants. And then also she didn't want to separate from her own bread.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted this. He just wanted it over. He was like, "Tell me what you want," and she went through it piece by piece by piece by piece.
So you're on his side with this.
I think that she's not as much like, she's portraying herself like this victim. She's like, first of all, with the internet porn, they were watching it together, which a charge he said, and she never denied. He's like, we were watching it as a marital aid. We were watching it, to turn each other on. It's like, that's why he was spending the $3,000 a month on the porn.
Watch the Uptown Girl video.
But that's, I mean, so that charge came out, and the whole thing with the 18-year-old, she's not. She came off like a victim. Where it was like, wait a minute, you had a year-long affair with a married guy, took his money, and you're the victim? Get out of here.
I think she does owe the money back because the 300 G's was to keep your mouth fucking shut. Then she got the 300 G's and went out there and sang like a canary. Now I know she was forced to, but still, where's my fucking shut up money?
That was left under a rock for her.
Glenn, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. I got caught mid-stroke on the internet one morning, actually listening to Opie and Anthony, watching some girl take it.
You were jerking off the O&A?
No, silly. I was I was jerking off to some two chicks doing whatever. I don't even remember what it was, but it was real awkward.
So you were watching Pal Talk?
No. It was on Pornhub or one of the.
Oh, okay.
sites.
So it wasn't like going there. We're telling everyone to go look at something.
No.
You had O&A on in the background.
Yeah,
you were jerking off, listening to Jimmy and Opie and Anthony all joke back and forth. See, I can't do that. I can't sit there and fucking do anything when I hear my friends talking.
Well, what happened was I turned it down real low, and that's what I think she didn't hear it, and that's what she came out and she goes, "What is there no O&A?" And I turned around and it was in my hand, and it was just really awkward.
Well, I don't know why that would be awkward. It's your wife.
Well, yeah, no, it's just, no, she wasn't mad, actually. We joke about it now. It's just for that morning.
Remember that time you caught me jerking off over pancakes? All right, peace. Yeah, some people worry, like some women fucking don't even want their men to jerk off or don't want them to watch porn, whatever it happens to be. Now, this fucking Chrissy Brinkley, who sold herself as a victim, here's my biggest problem with it. She's looking for her storybook fucking marriage, and she thought she was going to live happily ever after. This was her fourth goddamn marriage. At some fucking point, you grow up and know that there's no Prince Charming, and you're not going to ride away in a magic fucking pumpkin. You're the fucking idiot now for bringing that up. Now, if you chose 4 fucking douchebags, one after another, right? What's that make you?
Douchebag.
You're the fucking douchebag. You're the fucking loser. The 4-time loser. I think by the time you get to your 3rd marriage, you know you're asking people to marry you a little too quickly. You can't be fucking constantly going, "I love you so much, we got to get married."
I always wonder what people like her do to drive men away, because clearly there's something wrong with her.
Absolutely, there's something
wrong
with
her. Heather Graham, who is like really great looking, she's like one of my top 3 chicks ever, but she can never keep a man.
Well, she's not marrying him though, so maybe she's just not looking for that. She's never said, "This is my lifetime fucking spouse."
Right, but it always seems like the tabloids say the guy dumped her.
Whatever, maybe they get tired of each other. I see no harm in that.
Yeah, her marriage to Billy Joel ended. I think the official reason was she stopped sleeping with him, and that was the actual grounds for divorce. I forgot what the legal term was, but he was like
cold cunt.
She just stopped.
That's What's that, Fez? I stepped on your line.
Oh, I said, isn't that on CBS? I was thinking cold case. But with Christy Brinkley, you would think, how can you believe those crocodile tears in the courtroom? After all those divorces, you think she would be yawning in the courtroom.
You'd be crying if you thought you were going to lose the extra 58 mil. This was all about money. It was 100% about money. She doesn't give a shit other than how to connect that fucking... protect that cash. She's exactly like a guy. Exactly the same as a guy going, "Wait a minute. The important thing is, where's the money going?"
She's Trump with titties.
She's well, Trump is Trump with titties, so it really doesn't matter. Hey, Psycho Bob, how are you, buddy?
Hey, yeah, good afternoon, buddies.
Yeah.
I just want to ask your opinion. Do you think Christy Brinkley is good and bad or not so hot? Punch it out.
Well, there's a theory about some of those. My feeling about her is no, that she doesn't know how to sell it in bed. That you can look at some people and go, as beautiful as she is, not exactly good as in bed.
It seems like she's a little wooden. And I know this is going to sound weird, but I never find like supermodels to be the hot chicks.
No, I agree with you. I'm not crazy about the supermodels.
Yeah,
generally the people who like supermodels are other chicks. They're not regular guys.
Right.
I have a feeling that she thinks that she doesn't have to be good in bed. And that it's good enough for a guy to be fucking her because she's a supermodel and it's Chrissy Brinkley.
All right, so wait a minute. All right, here's a fucking really good. Well, I'll take it so far as say it's a.
Oh no, it's a moral conundrum.
And I think I've talked about this before. If you had the choice between two things, to be walking into a party with a fucking girl that is so stunning you're going to turn in every fucking head, but she was cold as shit in bed. Or a girl that was somewhat plain, but she was unbelievable in bed. Could make you feel like a fucking rock star. What do you pick? Davey Mack?
I'd pick the plain girl because good sex
I don't know if you will.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know if you will.
I would because I have.
You picked the plain girl?
If they were good in bed, yeah. My British chick.
I think your chick is very pretty.
No, not her. Not her. The exes.
Lily, what do you think most guys would do? Not what you would do.
They'd pick the good sex.
They would pick the good sex over the hot chick?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think guys have such fucking egos, and they have such tremendous egos about being with the hot chick. Just like, you ever know a guy will have a fucking nice car, but it runs like shit, but it's a fucking, you got a fucking 19s, whatever, T-Bird. That guy will fucking love that because people see him going down the street. I think they think the same thing about a supermodel. Earl, where are you on this? You don't have good sex, and you're not seen with hot chicks.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I would go. I think they're going to pick the hot chick. They're going to go with hot chick and bad sex because we're very superficial people.
I think a lot of people already fucking do that. I think a lot of like Upper East Side people, country club people, they have that thin bitch of a wife who fucking spends too much money, but they think that she looks good and fits them into their fucking society life, and then they spend all their time banging hookers.
I think men like that, though, is like, that's like a society of, you know, like suburban people or like people with money. They need the pretty wife to
Right.
sort of, you know, they need that piece, the trophy wife.
Well, let's face it, some fucking minimum wage slump doesn't get the opportunity to make this fucking, you know, moral conundrum. This is basically a rich man's problem. Do you want the upscale, beautiful wife, or do you want a plain chick who treats you like a fucking king and is just unbelievable in bed? That's the fucking thing in life. And maybe you might even be a little embarrassed to be seen with her. You're like, you know what? We're driving past my buddies. Why don't you duck your fucking head down? Give me a blowjob as we're driving by.
But I think sex is arguably more important to a man than ego is.
It is, but until he gets outside. Until he gets outside. It's just like the same way a guy will fucking go live in a house that's above his means, but everybody sees him living there. You know what I mean? Or he buys a boat that he can't fucking afford. Most of the time that you do things, status things, they are to show off to other people, not for you yourself to get the enjoyment out of it. Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
It's totally about the plain girl that's good in bed. I mean, I'm dating one right now. She's maybe a 5, but she fucks my brains out.
Now, do you ever tell her she's a 5?
I've told her she smells before.
Smart. Here it is, because I know it's a weird thing, but I'm really into low self-esteem. Actually, that's a lie. No self-esteem. I want someone that you can literally say, you need to lick that carpet. Then you figure out what you've done.
The 5 sounded generous.
Craig, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, can't you teach a good-looking girl how to fuck, but you can't fuck a girl till she's good-looking?
You say that, but do you think anyone, if fucking Billy Joel can't fucking turn Chrissy Brinkley into a fucking bra, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't, whether you're a fan of his music or not, you can't go higher than this guy. The guy's like number 4 or 5 in all-time albums sold. He fucking still sells out stadiums. And yet, this bitch is saying, I'm not going to fuck you when you get home. You're losing your hair. You've gained some weight. You're fucking drunk again. She's still got fucking problems. I just sold out fucking Yankee Stadium playing stupid fucking music. And I got to come back and hear this from you? Of course I'm going to go fuck a teenager and then give her a cooking show. Here's Mark. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, you got to go with the hot chick. The sex is going to get boring eventually with the plain girl.
All right, you've come up with an interesting point. For you, being with a plain girl having outrageous sex is going to get boring. So you're going to look better with a trophy wife.
Yeah.
And even though she's not good in bed, you don't care because people will see you with her.
I mean, I'm assuming after 6 months, a year anyway, it's going to get boring either way.
All right, appreciate it. Say there he is. Women are accessories. Accessories, Lily.
Yeah, but women are more likely to, and I said this before, and I got so much shit for it. I said that men are way more shallow than women are when it comes to picking, people of the opposite sex. Because women, it's more likely to see a very attractive woman with a not so attractive man.
Will that not so attractive man also be broke? Because they are very impressed with unattractive guys that have a lot of money. But are they attracted to unattractive guys with no money?
I've seen it. My sister's dated fucking ugly bums her whole life.
Your sister's
She's
Albanian.
beautiful.
We can't use you and your sister.
I think Lily's way off base. Women are much more shallow because men at least admit to themselves being shallow. Guys know that they want to date a hot chick. But women say, I just want a guy with nice personality. But they want a guy who's hot, too.
All right, but on the other hand, if you see a girl who's with a really attractive guy who's stupid and an idiot, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with her? She's uninteresting. She seems uninteresting by being with a 22-year-old stud, where if she was suddenly like with Salman Rushdie, who would be a lot older and hideous, but that he's intellectual, that makes her more appealing. So it really is the way society itself judges women. We really look at women who are like with a boy toy that they're taking care of. We look at them like a fucking joke. Now you'll take a girl hot as Sam's chick. Why is she with Sam? What is lacking in her life that she would be with Sam? That's what we don't understand.
I think she could be lacking depth perception to start.
Right.
She needs LASIK? Is that what you're saying?
But I just think that at least guys will own up to that, though, Mr. B. And, like, the chicks, they don't do that. They don't admit, hey, I'll bang this guy just because he's good-looking.
Well, you know who will admit that is 40-year-old women. They're like, you know what? Fuck it.
That's only because of Sex in the City, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they've always been willing to bang something on the side once they hit that point.
Oh.
When they are younger, I think they're more apt to try to be seen with an interesting person.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've dated a few men, but I don't think any of them would be. Seriously, I could count.
What do you look for in a man? A great stand-up act?
Personality. I mean, personality goes a long way. And
does he have to be a headliner?
No,
you could date a middle act.
And see, personality, and then why did you break up with your
we're
boyfriend?
not going to talk about him.
Fine. Okay, but I'm just saying.
I was saying that all the guys that I've dated would not fit the mold of being conventionally like really attractive men. Like,
I agree with that.
People wouldn't be like, oh, that's like a really like I was attracted to them,
right?
But I don't think like they would be that fit that mold of that really hot guy.
I disagree with that. I think they'd be conventionally attractive.
No, you're gay.
Jiven is a conventionally attractive guy. That's all I was trying to say. There's no question about it.
Are you attracted to Jiven then?
He is very handsome. If I could have a face,
and he has no personality. There's nothing about him that's interesting. It's just his looks.
Yeah, I think it's mainly about the looks that she was going out with Jiven.
You don't think it had to do with attitude?
No. I think, it was just her going for his facade, going for that, hey, I'm Jason Priestley 90210 type looking guy.
All right, so, and by the way, I never saw him as Jason Priestley, but that's me.
Not even close.
By the way, are those guys doing something very soon, too, do they got something coming up this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend. I think it's this weekend, isn't
Thank you. So for you, you're saying women will go beyond looks, which I'm going to agree.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of pretty women walking with gorillas down my street. So you're more likely to see that than you are in the other direction.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I mean, there are women who are strictly after just money and looks.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole...
No, I agree, but we're basically going rule of thumb.
Right.
Now with... Oh, God, she's so hot. Now with a guy, that Pierce Brosnan, his wife is not considered a conventional Hollywood wife. And they throw them into the fucking magazines all the time, like, what is he doing with her? They really don't think... And this is society itself, that a woman brings anything to the table besides looks. You know?
Right.
And you know that we'll be like, if a guy is attracted to a girl that's like a little bit stupid, but she's cute and whatever, you're like, you can understand it. You're like, well, it's adorable. You know, she's like a little pet for him. But when a woman is with a guy like that, you're like, she's just wants cock. She's disgusting. Don't you think that society itself sits in judgment?
Yeah, I think we do judge them differently, but it's because I think the men don't feel that the women are being honest. If women just owned up to it and say, yeah, I just want good-looking man and good-looking cock, I don't think guys would be that judgmental. But they say that we like personality, and we know that they're lying.
How did you get your chick? You think she's lying? I mean, I love you, but I don't think... You know, I mean, I don't think it was looks right off the bat.
She can't.
I got personality, Dave.
I was attracted to her because she said she found me handsome.
So you're attracted to anyone who likes you? Because I think that is most guys' thing. I think most guys are like, you know what? This fucking girl's great. She digs me. She likes where I'm coming from.
She thinks I'm nice and funny.
You know, any of that.
But I was reading an article about, they were saying that relationships where the woman is looked at as being more attractive than the man are more successful. I forgot what the percentage was, but the relationship
I would agree to that. I would agree to that.
Because they were saying that if a man is better looking than a woman, he has more options to sort of stray away from the relationship.
Well, that's what I always will fucking fight with guys who act like they're offended by cheating. 99% of them don't have the choice.
Right.
There's very little opportunity for a middle-aged guy working a regular job to have a woman fucking throw themselves. So to sit around and see people decide that they're going to fucking judge A-Rod when they've never once had anyone fucking say, I'm going to fucking put pussy out in front of you like it was banana pudding. Because you'll never see a guy turn down banana pudding. He won't ask for it. But if there's fucking banana pudding, he's going to eat it. You don't think he's going to do the same thing with a beautiful woman if he gets the opportunity? It's a lie. Mike, you're Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Mr. B, you're absolutely right. Because I have all these friends that are just fat slobs, but they got country club money, and their wives are all dimes.
Yeah.
But my girl, you know, my girl is beautiful and all, but the sex matters so much. Because I fucked a couple dimes that the sex was lousy. You can't... You don't even want to go back for seconds.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's your responsibility too if the sex doesn't work, and then sometimes it's a matter of chemistry, you know.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't mean that person's bad in bed. They may be just bad in bed with you.
And
Dave.
also, just because...
What?
It also, you know, there's some women who are still very timid, you know, beautiful or ugly. I mean, some women are just very insecure sexually.
Oh, yeah, that's
you know?
that's the hottest thing you could possibly be. I want that timid.
No, that's not good sex.
Fez, living an androgynous lifestyle.
Right,
where
or
you're
asexual, we're not sure yet.
Where you're both male and female parts. And I got that from somebody that has a master's in journalism who is no longer attracted to you. Do you feel like this is the stuff you want to miss? This is the drama you want to miss out on?
Yeah, I mean, like, let's say I had the hot chick who was bad in bed. I would think it was me. I would take that all on personally, even if she was just laying there, I would take on that psychological problem.
Why is it a psychological problem?
Because I would be blaming myself for it.
What's the blame on? You could work on it.
Yeah, but see, I would feel like I let her down or was the failure. See, I would never...
There's no finish line. There's no finish line to life. I don't know why people fucking feel like... Why would you think, all right, I'll start working at a job that I know how to do everything immediately? You would hate that job. You like to be challenged a little bit, you know?
You can't do anything without experiencing it first. So you have to, and every experience is going to be difficult.
At some point in American life, we have had this thing of failure like it's finite. Like, there's a failure, that's the end of everything, it's all done, you know? It's the bouncing from the failure. Here's Kevin. Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, thanks, Ron. You know, here's a different twist on this. I had the trophy wife, and sex was just phenomenal, outrageous. And all of a sudden, she turns into her mother. You know, she just lets herself go, and then after that, the sex turns to shit. So, I mean, it's like, okay, what do you do now? And it's like, oh, it's horrible. It's like, oh, God, I don't even want to go home.
Now, did you have anything in common with her but the sex? I mean, there was nothing that she brought to the table besides being a hot chick.
Oh, no. She was intelligent. She was not your atypical, top-notch or trophy wife. She was intelligent. We did a lot of things together, and, you know, it's just like things just went downhill after kids. So look good. Something else for Dave to look forward to.
I think it's the smartest thing to do is never let them have kids. I think you've got to say to yourself,
too late.
You cannot have what, Dave?
Too late for that.
Yeah. Can't make that work, huh? Here is Dean. Dean, you're on Ron and Fez.
Dr. Bennington, how are you, sir?
Good.
Good. Hey, I just got to say, man, the best girl I've ever had sex with was a girl who was decent looking, but she was fat. And I think that might be because they're not hit on as much as a dime or something, and they have to try a little harder. So if they look at you as a light of being, oh my God, he's so much better looking than me, they're going to give it that extra effort every time. And that's what happened. It was awesome.
You need a girl who needs to try to keep up with you.
Exactly. And
now, are you still with her?
No. This was just a couple times, but I mean, for when it happened, it was unreal.
All right, here's Duck. Duck, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man.
I'd rather have the good-looking girl just for the fact that the visual part of sex is important to me. Anyway, it's one of the most important aspects is to look down at something attractive. I just can't wrap my hand or my arms around something unattractive. It just doesn't.
So you need her to be a beautiful woman.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's beautiful to me, at least.
Right, I understand. I actually, you make a very good point. If the guy is visually attracted to something, he's saying that he can finish it off himself. Whether she's having good sex or not, doesn't matter. She is. Here's Colin. Colin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, what's up? Love the show.
Thanks, man.
I gotta say, Dave, I love you, buddy, but I gotta agree with Ron and Lily. I have a gorgeous girlfriend. She's actually a fucking model, and I'm a little overweight. And how I pulled her, I don't know, but she's by my side. I lost my job recently. She's been there for me through everything. I gotta agree with you, Ron.
Yeah, I love this girl. I love the girl who'll stay with you in between jobs. That's the real one. Hey, we got to take a break here. When we come back, Saul Williams is going to be in the studio with us.
He's got a new CD out, The Inevitable Rise and Liberation of Niggy Tardust. That is available in stores now. And tomorrow night he'll be performing at SOB's in New York City.
So when we get back, Saul Williams. It's a Ron and Fez show.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley. It's the Ron and Fez show.
Convict Colony is the song. The album just released now is The Inevitable Rise and Liberation of Nicky Tardas. Saul Williams is in studio with us. How are you, sir?
I'm excellent, man. It's awesome to be here.
It is a fertile time, I would imagine, to be a poet in the United States of America, is it not?
Yes, and it has been for the past 7 years, I'd say. It's been a fertile time. All the metaphors have come to life.
It's really strange, too, to look at the crossroads that we're at now, because, like you said, the last 7 years, you feel like the loyal opposition.
Yeah.
And is there any faith? Is there any hope that things can change?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Things are changing, but at the same time, those that have held on to power and those who have tried to, maintain control over the economy and the global economy are doing everything they can to maintain that control. But it's an information age, and people are smarter than they have been and wiser than they have been, and we're outsmarting them, although a lot of lives are being lost in the process.
Well, it's kind of interesting that you said that, because even the last couple weeks or even months, the old left, has been not ready to let go of power. Even though they haven't been happy the way things are going, it feels like if there's something that works for some people, even though it doesn't work for everybody, they'll hold on to it.
Well, yeah, I think sincerely it's a time of redefinition. The left has to be redefined as well as the right, so that we all have in our own ways corrupted power. We all have not been fully aware of our impact on the planet and on society and what have you. And so we all have a lot of growing up to do, and a lot of responsibility to take on. And it's hard to let go of power.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
And a lot of the loss of faith is on the right side. A lot of people who felt like, hey, I believe in the power of the individual, they feel exactly the way the people on the left have felt lately. Like, they cannot believe that this is where we've ended up.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, I think that it's...
I don't know what's bleeding through there. We got some music bleeding through.
I hope it's not me.
Not sure which one of us it is.
Hope it's not my iPod.
Could be.
Could be. Let's see. But yeah, I think you're right in that, each side has people who are completely discontent. I just finished reading Naomi Klein's new book, The Shock Doctrine, and getting schooled on what's really been going down and what it means to all the players involved. And yeah, I think it pretty much just underlines and underscores that fact that we all are in a major point of transition. The world is, but especially our country.
Now, with your audience, do you feel like people are awake now, or they're more awake than they were a few years ago? It's a tough time when you look at what Americans are willing to take responsibility for.
Well, my audience is expanding. I spent the first couple of years kind of like preaching to the converted, so to speak. People who were already open to poetry and those really, leftist ideas, but with time, there have been more and more converts, people who are on one hand just fed up with the status quo of art, or mainstream art and what have you. And then people who are fed up with society and what have you. So that it's an ever expanding spectrum, but even then, there are people who are, people who feel that they're open and ready for change. But like you said, even those people are holding on to some sort of elitist perspective. I witnessed it personally when I watched my fan base start to swell, and certain people who were there from the beginning were like, but wait, it was cooler when it was just us.
Yeah, right.
And there was this sort of elitism that was starting to run rampant there. It's crazy.
It really is interesting, and this will happen with a lot of bands, that they will lose the people who were their initial champions because basically time has moved on. You got to keep making albums. You got to keep, doing new work.
Yeah.
And they feel betrayed somehow.
Yeah, they feel betrayed, honestly, sometimes by your own growth.
Right.
They'd rather see you continue to do what you did when they discovered you. Whereas, when people first discovered me as a poet, let's say, I was just discovering myself as a poet. I didn't study poetry. I've never studied poetry. It's just something that I stumbled onto, and someone said, hey, you know what? You're a poet.
Yeah.
But turning towards music and all this other stuff has really opened me as a person, which has been my challenge and goal for myself. But some people have been like, well, you know, what happened to the poetry, or how come your music isn't more hip hop, or what have you?
Particularly when listening to the new album. There's so much musical influences coming in from so many places. Of course, working with Trent Reznor as well. But you couldn't probably not label this as a hip hop album, and that is to hip hop people, you know, who are looking for everybody wants a box. It seems like.
Yeah.
So where do you go with that? You just follow your own path, or?
I stand on top of the box and make it kind of like a soapbox. You know, like you know, like in the same way that I guess Barack may represent something, you know, for politics and for America. I see this sort of music that we're doing. I label it as hybrid music, you know, where it's there to embody something that is beyond classification of genre or self-imposed boundaries or regulations. You know, like I want to be true to all that I've been exposed to and all that I feel in love about music. And in order to do that, I can't quarantine myself within any specified idea of genre, you know, and I'm growing and evolving my idea of music, my idea of blackness, my idea of malehood. All of these things are growing and evolving. And I am constantly looking for music that, you know, that reflects that, you know, and so I've had to expand my horizons musically.
And, you know, maybe it's because of the way you came in, being, you know, a serious person, but you never get to play the part of entertainer. Yeah. No one's ever going to go, oh, that's just a fun throwaway thing.
It's funny that happens, because that's another thing that's really true, and a keen observation is that, you know, I came in being seen as this very serious, you know, social commentary type of guy, which, you know, my friends and I would all laugh at.
Yeah.
Because that's not how they see me.
Well, Bob Dylan went through the same exact thing, where he went, you know, I'm just one part of that.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got to keep changing.
That's an aspect of me. And so creating the character Niggy Stardust was an opportunity for me to create this sort of tax shelter that I could, you know, kind of step into and step away from the Saul Williams persona and say, look, you know, I'm actually here to create and imagine and have fun. And if you want to come aboard, come on.
Well, right away with Niggy Stardust, because of the title.
Yes.
Heat came out before anyone heard any of the songs.
Yeah.
Were you expecting that? Did you do this to be a little provocative?
Of course. I wanted, you know, in the same vein that Nas is experiencing with his N-word, you know, Untitled album. I thought, you know, and this album title happened around the time that Imus stuff was happening and all this stuff, you know. I thought that it would be interesting to show a way that we could take all of the hatred and oppression and all these stuff that are, you know, thrown into words and show how through art we can transform them into something that creates dialogue, into something that makes us think, you know, like it's true that the N-word is horrible and offensive and what have you, but Niggy is cute. You know, like my kids are like, can I be called Niggy?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, no. but they love it, you know, they love saying it.
But at the same time, it doesn't surprise you when some people will immediately go, well, that's also offensive, without even hearing
of course.
Because I think what happens, like with even the Imus stuff, is that these flames come up and people tighten up either way.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have real dialogue about it. I think a lot of people go, well, that's just offensive. Let's get rid of it.
Sweep it under a rug as if it didn't happen, you know? And exactly. I feel the same way in that I feel like we have to find ways, you know, creative ways to actually dialogue and to get beyond our, you know, even our idea of race. I mean, I believe that race is a social construct, you know, and we willingly stand under the banners of black and white and all this other stuff as if that stuff were real when we know that we're one.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I agree that we are one, and then we also love to separate. That people love it, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen because we don't enjoy it. You know, I went to a public high school. Everybody could sit everywhere, but everybody kind of raced off in the cafeteria. And you're like, well, there's no reason for this.
Yeah.
You know, you've decided to take it on. So why do we do that? What is the comfort level?
I think that I don't know, you know, but I think that, you know, we're kind of we've been socialized to think in these boxes, and our worlds and lives are a reflection of that process of socialization, and so we feel more comfortable. I decided on my own that I wanted to go to a historically black college. I went to Morehouse College, and in many levels it was interesting because of the sort of history that I was taught there and a different slant on the perspective and what have you. But in many ways it was also this thing where it was like, wow, okay, now I'm getting to experience, an aspect of segregation. And in some ways it was empowering, because the competition was different. Just like, they show that women who go to all-girls school tend to excel more than when they go to integrated schools because of the competitive nature between the genders. I don't know.
So for you to segregate at that time was important.
At that time.
Right.
At that time. And that's the key word, is that, that there have been phases of my experience as a young black American. There was a point where, I was black and proud. There was a point where I, subconsciously really wanted to be white. There was a point where I kind of vocally hated white people. And, and that point was fun, it was fun, but at the end of the day, it was, it didn't allow me to grow beyond that, once again, that quarantine aspect of self. Once I started realizing that who I was beyond any characterization of race.
So do you look back at any of the work that you did, any of the poems or whatever, and go, the person speaking is no longer me, and that's not my point of view?
Definitely.
But it's still important to you to have that as part of the overall work.
Definitely. For instance, there's a poem that I have called Amethyst Rocks that I actually perform in the courtyard scene in my film Slam that came out in '98. And when I wrote that poem, I was angry. I was angry, and my anger, I don't think I was as well versed in the potential of using that anger constructively. So I feel that there are a lot of destructive moments in that poem. And for that reason, for a long time, I abandoned that poem because I felt like I was beyond it. But there are tons of people. That's the thing, is that I may grow at an accelerated rate, but there are tons of people who are still at that point, who, out of everything, they're like, yo, read that poem. I want to hear that angry thing that you wrote, because that's where I am right now. And so I have to always remember that there are people still at all of those different checkpoints that I may have passed them by, but I read those poems now still because people still need them. And as long as I can keep that arc, in that story, so that it doesn't stop there.
What would be interesting is if we, society, could embrace everybody and say, all right, that person's on a path. Like for now, let's say Obama or McCain, they bring up things that they did when they were 20, 22 years old. You once marched with, you once smoked this, you once snorted this, whatever it happens to be. But it's almost like you have to have the same character throughout life now. That we don't find the changes as interesting as we used to.
It's hypocritical, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it's hypocritical the way that we, especially the way we crack down on, these politicians. I need a politician to be honest about, whether they've smoked weed or what have you. And not because I have a negative judgment on it, because I want to know that they're real.
Right.
I want to know that they're real people. I don't want to know that they've been a politician all their lives and have strayed away from taking chances or adventuring, in their lives. But I think that there's a hypocritical stance that I guess oftentimes the media or just the public at large, or I don't know if it's the evangelical groups, I don't know who it is who gives these horrendous responses, but it's not like that across the board, or outside of the country all the time.
And even like with you saying you created this character, Niggy Tardust, who gave you some freedom.
Yeah. Ironically.
Yeah, isn't that great? But it's almost like people need to do that. Like sometimes people need to go through their goth stage or their punk stage, whatever it needs to be. So what does the Niggy Tardust character mean to you? What what did you get the power from?
Well, I characterize him as a hybrid, and a hybrid to me, of course, would represent, a merging of more than one world, but I wanted to represent the fact that, yes, I'm born into this skin, this complexion, this culture, this country, this gender, all of this stuff, and it means a lot, but there's also other things And there are other ways of looking at that, you know, and yes, I grew up in the hood. And yes, I grew up on the block. And yes, all my boys sold drugs. And yes, I went to a good college. And yes, you know, I have a degree in this. And yes, I've traveled across the world. And all of these things can exist in one person, you know. And so Niggy Tardust to me is what I would characterize as an amalgam of personas, you know, that to me it's the truest idea of what it means to be American in this day and age, where it's like, okay, everybody's got a little of the N-word in them. Everybody's got a little bit, you know, of being ostracized in them. Even privilege is a form of oppression in the way that I see it, because to have that leg up blindsides you. Right. And that blind sight, you know, is not actually a leg up, you know. And so I think that he's there to embody all of these things through music.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's always going to be a certain amount of confusion for everyone, no matter where you are in your path.
Yeah.
So to you, in a lot of ways, this feels like even, although you've come to this point, it also feels transitional, as if, like, you know, you won't hold on to this character for too long.
No. And in that way, I probably have something in common with Bowie, you know, where you know, it was because Ziggy Stardust to me was inspiring. One reason, because Bowie was a folk artist,
right,
who needed to find a way to captivate the media and transition himself out of how he was seen, because he had some failed stuff beforehand, and he found this way to do it. And in some ways, I'm playing around with that same thing of like, I need to transition out of this serious poetry persona and to be seen as the simple artist that I am, or the complex artist that I am, or whatever that is.
Was that happening consciously, or was it almost unconsciously as you're putting it together?
It's a bit of both.
Yeah.
It's a bit of both. You know, like, I'm aware that it's going on as it's going on, but I'm also in the moment.
No.
You know?
For your poetry and your lyrics, they come from two different places, or it's the same kind of writing?
It's a similar kind of writing, but they differ in their editing processes. When I'm dealing with lyrics, I'm writing to music usually. Usually I write the music first.
That's interesting.
And I let the music demand what's going to be said, and in that sense, the music is the boss.
That's really interesting.
And so, since the music is the boss, you know, like I don't know if I would ever write in the sense of it being a poem and publish. I was born in a convict colony, and I was torn from the world that mothered me. Mother, may I? She said, yes, you may. It's kind of simple. But with music, it works.
It fits, yeah.
It works. And so I kind of, you know, shut up the poet in me at times and say, no. These are lyrics. It's okay. Simplicity, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you write all the music as well, right?
Sometimes. With this album, I collaborated with Trent, and I also collaborated with a good friend of mine, CX Kidtronic, and another guy named Thavius Beck. But the majority of the music, yes, I write.
So you guys will just sit around, you start to jam, you'll find this thing, and then the lyrics will come.
Yeah. Or a lot of times I'll be home alone working on something, and I'll get it to a certain point, and then I'll present it to a partner and say, hey, let's develop this idea a bit further. Or they may do that.
I bet people were surprised to see you and Reznor together, right? I mean, that came from two different worlds.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that especially his fans, you know, who, you know, some of them are really cool, and some of them, you know, everybody's there for different reasons. It's like Rage Against the Machine fans. Some of them are there because they're politicized, and some of them are there just because they want to hear something angry so they can put up their middle fingers and mosh with their frat boys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and Reznor's not free of the music that broke him through, too. People would love for him to go back to that all the time.
Yeah.
Saul Williams sitting in studio with us today. Now, you're out touring the album, and then you're also doing some spoken word stuff at the same time, or?
I'm mostly doing music right now. I got back last night from Paris. Been in Europe doing all these festivals and what have you. Now this week we're doing SOBs on tomorrow, I guess, and then we're doing an in-store at Virgin Megastore on Thursday. And so it's mostly music, but we're doing that little private thing tonight is going to be spoken word.
It's also kind of interesting too that you're doing the Virgin, because you released this album online, bypassing those folks.
Yeah.
So I was wondering whether they would even, you know, be somewhat put off by that with you.
I don't think they were put off. I think, if anything, certain labels were put off. I mean, for example, the label that released my my last album in Europe was turned off by the fact that I decided to release this new album digitally first and decided not to release the album physically in Europe because they were turned off by what I had to say about middlemen, even though I wasn't really referring to them. They, you know, they took it personally. Yeah.
And again, it's a place where, at such a crossroads, we don't know where commercial music is heading. And we know people love free music now.
Yeah.
But they're showing up for your shows. You feel good
They're
about
showing
that?
up. And, you know, a lot of people paid for the album. When we offered it for free or $5, a lot of people paid for it. You know, and also at shows, a lot of people walked up to me and said, "Hey, I took it for free. Here's $5."
Is that right?
Yeah.
Saul Williams on tour. Why don't we play the title track as we
Sure.
let you go?
Nicky
But
Stardust.
thanks so much for
Thanks
coming
for
in.
having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right.
Thank you. Nicky Stardust, Grippo King, philosopher and artist. Downright to the marrow, he's the arrow through the heartless. Sunlight in the afternoon, his shadow travels furthest. Woven through the heart of doom, he's bursting through the surface, hardly nervous. Suffice to say, he understands his purpose. Threshold king of everything, a comical absurdist. Sometimes when he talks he sings, yet keeps his high notes wordless. Sing along when Niggy sings, without you he'd be worthless, homeless, earthless. Venus hot and tied up in the circus. Freak show, hear him speak so properly, cause every word is measured against meaning, probably scheming to unlearn us. Don't you call him by his name, white people call him Curtis.
When I say nigga, you say nothing, nigga, nigga. When I say nigga, you say nothing, nigga.
Shut up.
When I say nigga, you say nothing, nigga, nigga. When I say nigga, you say nothing, nigga. Nothing.
Shut up. Put your mama on the phone. You can't say that girl nigga grown. What your daddy gon' do? He can't deny, but he know true. What the preacher gon' say? But you can't say shit, girl, the preacher gay. What your granny gon' do? She can't deny the truth. Hey, Niggy Stardust here to stay. Paint him on your lunchbox or your thermos forfeit. You might win the chance to hang with Niggy for a day. Side effects may include simply doing what you say. Hey, Niggy Stardust, no guitar. Ghetto gothic millionaire, a super duper star. Side effects may include simply being who you are. You are yourself, my darling dear, and we're never a nigga.
When I say nigga, you say nothing, nigga, nigga. When I say nigga, you say nothing, nigga. Nothing.
Shut up.
When I say nigga, you say nothing, nigga, nigga. When I say nigga, you say nothing, nigga. Nothing.
Shut up.
So much in there is what I do. I'm standing at the party dancing, you come on and get your crew. I'm knocking once, then I'm busting through. With the gold, the endurance, and it should not be the underhole. What you niggas wanna do? Elevate the razor of these other motherfuckers too. The choice is yours, means it's up to you. I'm a bustle, okay, about you.
Niggy Stardust. Stardust.
Oh, there it is. That's Saul Williams' new album, which the inevitable rise and liberation of Niggy Stardust. Earl, you feel like you made a new best friend today?
Oh yeah, he's very cool, extremely cool.
You gonna do a spoken word thing tonight?
I want to go to it. Yeah.
Why don't you do a poem? Why don't you jump up and say, I'm Earl, the Pearl, and I'm here with my girl, and just keep going in that direction. Franklin, you're all happy?
I loved it. I wish that I was like introduced to this guy when I was growing up in high school. You know, he's just so expressive and like just such a great freaking scale of
a little too expressive, if I may.
How
put
can
my
a poet
thing
be
in.
too expressive? Isn't that the point of poetry?
Niggy Tardust. I think if Ron or Fez were to put out an album with the exact same title, they'd be hung and drawn and quartered. For that, because
what if you couldn't you put out an album yourself called Drunky No Future?
I absolutely could. But the point is that black people are always allowed to give their 2 cents and to be expressive way more than white people. Way more than white people.
Who's allowing us?
Wait a minute. A, I don't even agree with that. But B, I thought what we were talking about people go through different things at different times was really what it was all about.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time,
what is the expression that's bothering you?
Niggy Tardust is the expression, and
that offends you?
That to me is not a white person couldn't get away with that. And Franklin just said that that Saul was expressive, but and I'm not trying to be racist. I think that black people are always too expressive.
Is this about you being called an albino that night?
And, well, you know what? That's not a bad example. In White Castle, a guy sees me with red hair,
What
pale
Castle?
skin. White
Thank
Castle.
you. You get a king of it.
And he sees me and is like, hey, look at that albino. And I'm like, keep your fucking thoughts to yourself. I'm
that how
serious.
he sounded?
But
You didn't say that. You sat quietly and just fucking...
Well, I thought it.
I screamed in my mind.
But the point is, no, but in all honesty...
No, let's go back to this. Earl, when the album came out, and all we heard was the title, I laughed like a banshee and said it's my favorite album, and you were upset with it.
I was very upset with the
And
album
why
title.
didn't you say that to him now?
Now, once I heard kind of once I heard his story, where it came from, and like you said,
But
Niggy,
maybe that's what people need to do with everybody. That's what people need to do with Imus. That's what people need to do every time they find themselves upset with something, is to go, I wonder why that person is saying that.
Yes, absolutely.
That's such a bad word.
If this guy's parodying a David Bowie title, you could say that Don Imus was parodying slang from urban youths. I mean, you could say a million different things.
You actually could say that, and people needed to discuss those things. I agree 100%.
I actually did say that on national television. I mean, your opinion is only for a certain percentage of black people, man.
No. But my opinion is broader, is that black people are allowed to express themselves anywhere, anyhow they fucking want.
So
in the
white
movie
people.
theater, I'm watching Star Wars, Revenge of the Third, and the guy goes...
Revenge of the Third.
Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith, the third Star Wars movie, I meant to say. And the scene comes out...
Maybe white people just can't express themselves because they're too redheaded and stupid.
But there's a lot of white people in the theater. There's only one black guy. Leia has, or Natalie Portman
All right,
has the babies.
you know what? I'm going to agree with whatever you're saying. I'm sure someone yelled something out in the theater. But do you honestly think that one guy represents everyone any more than you represent all white people?
Well, I know, yes, I do.
When you say something stupid, right?
Yeah.
And you say a lot of stupid shit on this show.
Right.
Does anyone blame that on white people?
No, they don't blame it on white people, but you know what?
But you're doing the same thing. You're saying if one black guy says something, that represents all black guys. When in no way do you represent all white people.
Right, but at the same time, if it happens a lot, if you watch reality shows, oftentimes it's the black character that's going to say, hey, I'm allowed to say whatever's on my mind.
This is where you get your fucking social influence from. Whatever black character gets hired by a white producer to go on a fucking reality show and play a part.
Well, but I mean,
You're that dumb.
I'm not that dumb, but at the same time, it happens, and it's happened in real life. I live in Brooklyn.
Yes, but who's behind that message is what I'm trying to tell you. The reality show message.
That's white people, but that doesn't mean that it also doesn't
It's just show
happen.
business.
Yeah, but
you haven't given me any. I don't even know what your problem is. You think black people talk too much?
No, I think that they get away with being quote unquote expressive, and they say.
What is it that you want to get away with that you can't?
Okay, I'd like to tell the truth, right?
All right, go ahead.
I'd like to go up to people and say, you know, you look fat, and describe
what's stopping
what
you?
a person of say an opposite race looks like. But if I did that, I would be destroyed. But a black guy can come up to me or any white person and say, look at that white person's thin, crackly hair or whatever.
Something to bring back to the White Castle again.
And no,
Earl, do you even understand him? Because we're this far into this, and I don't understand his point.
I think he's trying to say that sometimes black people need to rein it in a little bit as far as what they feel, and like say what you feel, but just kind of sugarcoat it. I don't know if that's what he's trying to say.
What you're saying is lean back.
That's
Franklin. Do you feel like you can say anything to anybody anytime you want?
Yeah, well, no. I'm not, my instinct was to say yes, but
Yeah.
I feel like the idea of hurting somebody else's feelings actually is a big thing in the front of my head, so I try not to.
But I mean, you're not the same as most black
I am
guys.
the same
What are you
as
basing that on?
every other person in the world
you
like
don't-
me.
You don't strike me as an overly black person. Because
You only
you're
know
not,
me and Earl.
And
How many black people do you know?
I know I have this friend,
Green Lantern.
Daryl
From RunFez.net.
No, He's fun.
Did you just say you have a friend, Daryl Dawkins?
Daryl
Chocolate Thunder is his friend.
There was a kid at my high school with the same name. But anyway, irregardless.
RC, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Earl isn't very expressive. See you.
Earl is not very expressive. Not on the air. But spoken word is what you need, Earl.
Yeah, but everyone always tries to put me in this box. Who like, wow, you like
Stand on the box. Make that your soapbox. That was a great line.
But,
I was proud of that.
but everyone, my brother and I, we used to fight about it all the time. He's like, why are you talking white? I'm like, what is the definition of talking black?
I hate that.
It's like, why are you trying to? We used to have this argument all the time about sounding white, acting white, black, acting black. I'm like, what?
Because this is you, Earl.
There's no.
I love Pink Floyd. I love music. I can just sit and close my eyes still. It's not. You guys shake that ass.
There's no universal definition. If I want to shake my ass, I will shake my ass. If I want to like zone out the Pink Floyd, I want to zone out the Pink Floyd.
Al, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, I wanted to point out, Dave, you got a problem with the title of the song, and you must not have listened to the song, because the song points out the exact same hypocrisy that you're talking about. I say niggy, you say nothing. That's exactly what he's talking about.
Why won't you listen? Why won't you fucking listen once?
I did listen, but at the same time,
You missed that.
If a white person tried to have the same quote-unquote message but call the song Niggy tar dust, they would get destroyed.
Charles, you're on Ron and Fez. Well, he got destroyed when it came out.
man.
He got his ass. Earl was against him, and sometimes you have to take some heat for what you say. We do have freedom of expression, but you will take fucking heat for that. And he has as well. And he said he's even taking it from his own fan base. And anybody who's ever entertained knows what it's like when people are going, we really like the you from 4 years ago. Here's Charles. Charles, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ron, I just like to say, I know what Dave's saying. If two white guys were sitting on the news and a white guy said what Jesse Jackson said to another white guy about cutting Barack's nuts off, and he talked down to black people, they would have him strung up, thrown off the TV, and every damn thing else.
All right, let's really look at this for a moment, because I think this is the first good point. That if you would have found out, let's say, a Pat Buchanan, anyone else that's a white guy would have said, I want to cut off Barack's nuts, would you have seen more heat than what we saw with Jesse Jackson? There is no doubt. There is no doubt. Now, until people can agree to that's a fucking fact, then we can't be going after the Imuses of the world. That you can see that Imus has said things far less offensive than that fucking statement, and yet nobody's upset or bringing up the history of the black man and how at one time they got their nuts actually cut off. Until both those fucking statements carry the same amount of water, you cannot sit around and say this is the way white people are and this is the way black people are.
I think that black people are allowed to be politically incorrect. we give them leniency because
who's we?
That's not true. Look what
Who's
happens
we?
White people.
All right, so you're saying all society is white people.
White people, black people. I mean, I'm saying
now you're saying black people too.
I think that America gives black people because it's like I don't know whether it's a guilt or something, but black people are allowed to throw their 2 cents into everything.
Look what happened to Bill Cosby after he just said his mind. The man was slaughtered by everyone, black, white, across this country.
And he also didn't say anything that could be considered offensive.
Not at
He
all.
said, he didn't use offensive language. He said some ideas that scared people, like stop your fucking whining and tighten up. But then again, a white guy just got in trouble for saying that the other day. When he said this was a country of whiners, everyone started fucking whining at him. Frank, you're on Fez.
Hey guys, my point being, Dave, just to help you out, man, because you're doing a terrible job, by the way, but BET, the channel, the fact that there's a black entertainment television channel, kind of illustrates your point. Would there ever be a WET?
Well, there has been. MTV was the white entertainment channel. It was for white videos. CBS was always for white TV shows. It happened for many, many years. The fact that you have minority magazines and radio stations is because I started in the fucking 80s at a rock station that would not play Jimi Hendrix in the South, that never fucking played any black fucking artist because they felt it would be a turnoff to the fucking thing. But we weren't called the white rock station.
Right.
But we did not play, we would play classic rock people, but we didn't play Sly and the Family Stone, and you still can't hear that on fucking classic rock. It's still basically white rock. Here's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, you remember when Bill Cosby stood up and told the NAACP about black fathers need to step up and take care of their kids and be responsible and quit, speak, the English language?
I'm not sure if he said that at the NAACP, but he's made that kind of statement many times.
Yeah, he did. Julian Bond jumped all over him about that, and and everybody like in the Black Caucus, they were all over him. But when Barack brings it up, what's the deal there? Cosby happens to be of a little more conservative color than, Barack.
I don't know if I would call him a conservative color. I'm not sure.
Well, okay, wrong word. His stripe's a little more conservative.
You
know what I mean?
Fairly unsure that anybody would call Bill Cosby a conservative. I've never seen him behind any conservative causes before. He's older, but all right, where are you with this one, Franklin?
I think he's straight up right. I think that people just do not like to have anything bad said about them.
Yeah, I mean, in the same fact that you're not allowed to say anything bad about the country. You can't say, hey, we're a fucking country of lazy people. Everyone will
You'll get attacked.
Now, because of that, our politicians walk around on fucking eggshells,
right,
and they say to themselves, we can only have slight changes. We can't have the big changes everybody wants because they say they want a big change, but they're afraid of even the slightest bit of fucking discomfort.
If you can't point out what's wrong, how are you going to fix it? If I can't go to a doctor and tell them exactly what's wrong with me, how are they going to treat me?
Right.
It's impossible.
I was watching one of the political shows yesterday, and they were going over possible running mates for both candidates, and they were saying the biggest thing that they each have to look for is who's not going to screw up before November.
Well, yeah,
and
that's
that
what this is about. Absolutely, that's what this is about. But anyway, to go back to our original point about black people and white people, and when Saul and I were talking about people go out of their way to separate themselves and to find this thing. Spike Lee did that fucking movie, School Days, for me. I love that movie, and it's basically about somebody in a Morehouse. Is that the name of the thing?
I think it was a fictional college. It was like it was based on Morehouse, but a
Morehouse type of college where black people find ways of separating themselves. And almost it's the same kind of racism that we all experience back and forth. Same thing in Ireland. They find a way to find this kind of white person and that kind of white person, and they have what we would consider racial troubles over there, where they're the whitest people on the fucking planet.
Right.
And the like even the Italians, there was like this whole thing about I can't pronounce it, but Sicilians and
Neapolitans.
There's a little schism there between.
Well, let me tell you why though. The Neapolitans are assholes, and everybody knows this. Here is DC. You're on Ron and Fez. DC.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, I'm on your side, man. You can't have an NAACP. People make up a association for white people only is considered racist.
Of course we have one. It's called the Republican Party, and it's done a fantastic job.
And also, on the same point, a black man can run around and say, nigga this and nigga that, whereas if a white person said they're ostracized for it. So, I mean, where's the...
All right, let's go back to that. Everyone always loves to get to the fact that white people don't have this golden opportunity. I guess we all really want to scream this out. Does it bother you when black people use that word?
I find it to be ridiculous. It's hypocritical. That's what bothers me. Because it's like, if you're going to be upset about people calling you this, don't continue to use the word. And that's how I feel about it.
Earl, what about you?
I get furious. I'm like, you know what that word means, don't you? You know the historical context of the word, how it's used, how it's still used in a very negative way. And it's like, why do you have to say that word? Can you find another word?
Why don't you change the way the word is used then? Why don't you just call white people that?
Well, I don't want to call anybody that.
But what your problem is not with the word itself, but the way that it's used. You have to find a way to improvise. Do not let something out there that fucking hurts you, right? Don't allow there to be something that can stop you in your fucking tracks. Why does it serve you any good?
Because, I mean, that particular word, it is just so... it's so damaging. It has been so damaging. And the fact...
I'm looking up at... And I'd actually like to fucking change the topic. Because I don't want to spend all the time in the world talking about the fucking N-word. Which just nothing but bores me. And for white people to feel like the big problem that we have in life is that we can't use that word. Well, obviously we mean it in a friendlier thing. This has got to be the greatest problem any people have had in the history of the human race. It cannot be bad times if this is where we're at. But your thing is, you feel separated from black people, Dave.
Yeah, I feel that they do get to play their own rules, and they're playing on a separate playing field.
And it's better than the playing field that life has given you. Growing up in Spring Lake with incredibly rich parents, rich enough that you didn't even have to start to earn a living till you were 30 fucking years old. You somehow feel that life has given you a bad fucking hand. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, because I have to live in a smaller box. I mean, maybe financially I had it a little bit easier, but at least, but I can't go out on the sidewalk, and saying, just popping my mouth
off. You don't see yourself as growing up in privilege. You don't see the fact that it took you till you were 30 to start and carry your own water. And I'm always saying some of it.
I was slightly privileged, but I did enough, for my parents as well. I wasn't just living on their dime.
And Dave, you also got to remember,
you took out the trash.
We're barely a generation past where black people could express themselves at all. I mean, there was a time if you even dared raise your voice, you got thrown in jail.
That was so long ago.
No, I'm like, in terms of real history, it's not a long time ago. The only reason we have black people have voting rights, it took the National Guard and legislation, and that was a little over 40 years ago.
You see, you guys are making a mistake here.
What?
You're talking about black people, and we're not talking about black people. You're talking about inner city, very loud people. Like, you're talking about a specific group of black people.
No, because it happened to me in the suburbs. It happened to me in the suburbs where if I would wait on, just things happen where people would, black people would cut me in line and stuff like that.
Well, why can't you be mad at that person instead of everybody?
That's what I'm trying to say. Because I feel that you probably notice the more vocal black people who bother you, and you probably do not notice the normal middle class black people who have families and don't run around.
Well,
screaming.
then I mean, those people seem to be hiding because the only people who I run into are the outspoken black guy.
So you're afraid now? You're somehow scared? No? Is that why you're going to the suburbs?
Well, I am going to the suburb. Hey, at least there I won't have a Coca-Cola, taken from me off the subway. But I mean, it's just like they can. Sometimes I feel like they can run around doing whatever they want.
Why are you constantly using they?
Just people of African American descent.
That fucking homeless guy, you honestly believe represents everyone. Now, do you think a white homeless guy represents white people?
No.
Do you think Tippy Tom is the way that everybody needs to view white people?
No, I wouldn't say that.
You're not exposed to enough black people. And I'm not going to downplay the fact that bad things have happened to you. I'm just saying that that's distinguishing your entire
don't get me
view
wrong.
of black
It's not like
people.
I've been tortured. It's just like these are little irritants that I think like it's BS that they get away with.
But it's not
that a black
they,
person
it's
can
those people.
put in.
And dude, white people do the exact same thing.
You don't find Italians to be loud?
I find them to be a little bit.
Is anyone louder than Dean and his friends? Did he already split?
I don't think Dean.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he did.
But like if you watch sports, the more emotive, extroverted athlete who has the big end zone celebration is black. You don't see a white guy who does that.
So what's your point? You normally go crazy during those.
My point is that once again, it's like if the white guy does it, it's there's something wrong with that white guy. Oftentimes they'll make fun of even how the white guy dances. There's that one commercial where they do it, where Matt Hasselbeck dances and the two black receivers make fun of him because he's doing a moonwalk. Because how dare a white guy dance?
Yeah, but Matt Hasselbeck he doesn't represent it. I just saw our intern Randy looking like you got something you wanted to add, man.
Come on in, Randy.
Oh, you're just listening? Okay.
Oh.
I thought you had something to add because he's a young black guy. By the way, didn't even know who Saul Williams was.
Randy?
Yeah.
You didn't know Saul Williams?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't know, honestly, for real.
No, my white kids fucking know him very well. I'm kind of a hero for having him in here today. Yeah. So, Randy, you heard the discussion, right?
Yeah. I was in the back. I was listening. It was kind of sketchy and kind of funny.
What part was sketchy to you?
Dave, he kept on saying they.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I mean, hey, that's what people feel like, like they, like us, like who we are. I mean, sometimes like we do get a little bit of outspoken, but then it's like same thing for white people, because y'all get a little outspoken and you get a little outrageous as well. So it's like it goes hand in hand.
But I don't think that, Dave, you get scared if you were to hear a Polish guy or an Italian guy yell something out. You might be laughing along. But if you hear a black guy yell something out, you're like, oh, I'm a little bit in danger here.
Like, oh shit, did they go to the black
guy coming down?
Yeah.
I would say that there's a good possibility about that.
Because I've been to bars with, you're extremely loud. You're a bad dancer in public, and you'll start dancing when nobody else is. But you take up too much space. Now, and no one ever looks over and goes at you and goes, look at white people. Look at the way white people. We know that you're fucking weird. We know that you're different.
But that's a place where it's kind of socially acceptable to be a little bit crazy.
Nobody's doing it but you, and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon in a fucking restaurant.
Right. But I mean, I enjoy doing that, and I don't think most white people do it. But at the same time, I think most black people, are on the corner always yelling stuff out.
You haven't given us any reason to believe you. You haven't given us any proof.
White frat boys.
I know just as many guineas that hang out on the street corners in Brooklyn that yell shit out to people all the time. I grew up with them, and
I know, but we're talking about white people now.
No, I'm sorry.
Not Italians.
I'm sorry. You're like us.
Here's Letitia.
Hi, guys.
Hi, honey. Good to talk to you again.
Good to talk to you guys. First of all, are you serious? Are you really telling me that black people hang around in corners and talk shit out loud, just talk loud all the time, and that's what they do? Like, as if this is like a definitive thing that you could really say about black people. I could say, I know so many white people, and they always come into the bar and don't know what they're talking about because they're always so drunk. Oh, those Irish people, they're always so drunk. all the time.
You might not be incorrect by saying if you specify it as Irish.
Would be, because I don't know all Irish people. I don't know all black people. I can't say that all black people are standing in a corner fucking talking shit. I know Earl isn't standing in a corner talking shit because Earl isn't standing in any corner. Earl isn't doing anything.
Earl never yells shit out. Never. Ever. And yet you have no problem not only saying they, but actually blaming Earl as if he's taking responsibility. And at the same time, people yelling out at movies and shit. The movies that you go to are for 15-year-old boys. And it's normally teenagers yelling shit out. You're almost a creepy old man at these movies.
This guy behind me was 35, 40 years old. And he has to tell me when she's
why you
giving
didn't have the
birth.
balls to turn around.
Yeah, why are you so
after the
intimidated?
theater when the lights came on,
Dave
I
is just,
followed him out. But the guy has to say when Nellie Porter's having a kid, there's Luke. And there's Leia.
Why can't you enjoy that?
No, the characters are.
Now you enjoy that. Fez.
Always.
It would make me laugh if I heard someone yell that.
I don't want anybody yelling out in my fucking movie either. Particularly obvious shit. Or don't open that door. I don't want any of that. But again, I don't go to children's movies unless I bet against my friends. All right, Letitia. We'll talk to you later, honey. Bye-bye. It's the Ron and Fez Show, 866 Ron 0 Fez. We had Saul Williams in here, and actually it is the only show in history willing to solve the race problem once and for all. We need to do it in about the next 16, 17 minutes, though.
Let's do it.
So, Dave, if we had something for you to go on, here's what I love. The fact that you can express yourself here today, right? Mm-hmm. Would you express yourself like that if you were in a black neighborhood talking with black people?
No, because I'd be fearful.
Okay.
Why?
So here you are comfortable to express yourself and say things that you don't think are socially acceptable everywhere, correct?
Correct.
All right. So how do you say that white people can't express themselves when you're sitting here doing it?
Well, because it takes, there's Master Pose around and stuff.
But you're saying that the only place that you can say some things is if you know you're physically confident that nothing can happen to you. That's where you're willing to do your freedom of speech.
And at the same time, I'm saying that black people must be confident physically everywhere they go because they...
No. Where does that come from, though?
No. Wait. I see where he's going. Because we're a minority amongst everywhere else? Is that what you're saying? I hope that's what you're saying.
But they're physically not afraid of white people is what he's saying. I get what
that
he's
black
saying.
people can beat everybody up.
Intimidate.
That's what I'm saying. Because
and I don't understand where that intimidation
talk
comes
like
from.
it, for the
I don't
most part.
understand that, though.
I think there's some black people that can fight and some black people that can't fight.
Yes, and that's honestly true. Like, look at me. I know I could fight, but then it's like, I know it's like which battles I should take and not take.
Exactly.
And like, honestly, Dave, for real, I look at like this, like, like black people, we all physical, we thinking like we're masking, like, say for instance, like for an example, like as you said, like we playing basketball, we'll score, we'll get it in, when we go, yeah. Larry Bird, when he score, he'll just give you a high five. Hey, Kevin, smack on the ass and some crazy shit, you know what I mean? But guess what? But that's just us, like we like expressing ourselves. And white people, y'all do express yourself. Prime example. Eminem, Eminem, he expresses himself in all types of ways. He's talking about killing his wife. It's true. Talking about
but then he never does it. That's what disappoints me. Back it up. Back up one of these songs. Here's Ed. Ed, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddy. Ed from North Carolina here. Dave, you are so afraid of anybody just different from you.
No.
I grew up in Durham, North Carolina, which is a diverse place. Everybody's different, and you can't be afraid of differences, man. You married a North Carolina girl. Are you afraid of her?
No, of course not.
I'm not Casey, are you?
Westchester
Jew.
I know.
That's not a good example.
She was down there for 5 minutes.
You're horrified.
I'm not horrified. A lot of my favorite athletes are black guys.
So why are you scared of black people?
What are you scared of?
Those black guys. Who are the black guys who we don't like? Tiki Barber.
Oh,
and
shit.
No, I'm saying because they, rather than playing and just, they had to give their 2 cents about everything, and they have to.
What are you
be
talking
out
about?
there.
No one hated Tiki Barber.
I like Tiki Barber.
The only time anyone said anything about Tiki Barber was when he won on the fucking Today Show instead of playing football.
Yeah.
That's the first time people bitched about him until he fumbled.
I don't know about that. His last season, he said that he was going to retire early in on the season, and so he was in front of
that's
the mics
what we were mad at him
all
for.
the time, right?
We thought he picked himself over the team. Had nothing to do with racial stuff.
Well, no, I don't think it did. But what I'm saying is it had something to do with, he had to express himself. It's like he felt like he couldn't control it. He couldn't play the whole season and then retire. He had to vocalize everything in him. And that's all I'm saying, is that black people are more extroverted.
You wish black people would just be quiet.
Dial it down a little bit. It's like basically all I'm saying.
We cannot dial it down. No,
I gotta say, I got a problem with that too.
We cannot
actually,
dial it down
it's
because
not
look,
a we. It's like
it's
certain
not a we.
people can't dial it down.
It's all about in the individual and as the person, right? Like Spike Lee. He did not dial it down for nobody in movies such as School Days. He Got Game. He's speaking about problems that.
I think he takes as much heat from black people as the other takes from white people.
And hell,
he takes a lot of heat from black people.
And matter of fact, hell yeah, he does, because it's like some of his movies, like African Americans be like, "Oh, that shit is over my head. I don't understand this shit."
Well, School Days, people got so mad about that, and it was absolutely true.
Then they got mad at him for making movies that weren't necessarily black movies.
Right.
As if Steven Spielberg has only made one Jewish movie, as far as I know. You know what I mean? Like, he's not fucking. He's not being forced to represent every single day. Let me go over. Oh, let me go to Cody. Cody, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Hey, it's Cody. Was it at the Rocklahoma show on Friday, and Vernon Reed of Living Color got up there and was taking subtle jabs at white people, and that's a prime example of not being able to turn it down.
What did Vernon Reed say at Rocklahoma?
Rocklahoma. He said, well, he first went on this strange little rant about somebody in the newspaper having a dungeon and had people tied up, and it was obvious that it was a jab at the kind of stereotypical white person serial killer thing. And also,
well, that seems like a leap, but okay.
No. In the middle of the song, he just blurted out grilled cheese sandwich.
What? Is that a white thing?
Yeah.
It is. And delicious.
I think this is a prank phone call.
I have a problem.
This is real.
I have a problem with Rocklahoma. It doesn't even rhyme. It would be Rocklahoma.
So true.
Well, they're not selling rock and roll music there. It's rock and roll.
Are you afraid of me or me in general?
No, because I don't consider you like a true black guy. But
are you afraid of me?
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Exactly. Be afraid of.
Are you afraid of me? Coming in.
There's a big cut. That's some stuff that hurt.
That scare you?
Now I have to clean all
You
that.
white
shit.
people throw things all the time.
And he got off the line. Now here's Scruff running in.
Scruff, don't you do it.
But Dave,
This is going to be one victory.
but Dave,
Our people.
Yes, Randy. But I would say if I didn't know Randy, I'd probably be afraid of him because he's
Wow.
tall and very, black.
that don't mean
Aren't
shit.
I taller than
But where
Randy?
does this?
I'm a tall.
Franklin,
black-
you're
You're
very
6'2",
dainty.
by the way.
Franklin's very dainty. I know. I never look at myself as that. Though. I'm caught when I was 15 and I was 5'8". Franklin's dainty and Earl looks like an old man to me.
But where does this come from mentally?
Yeah,
where does
like-
the intimidation come from? Like,
not a
where-
true black
were you-
guy.
Did
were
you get
told
beat
this
up
by your
before?
I got
parents,
punched in
or-
the face when I was 14.
I would love to find that guy and buy him a fucking sandwich. I would love to thank him.
Grilled cheese.
I'm a 17-year-old guy.
And you never got beat up by white people?
Believe it or not, I did.
Yeah,
I got
of course you did.
15 fights. Lost 15 fights with white people. I lost 12 of them.
But before you knew me,
But you
were
had 3 and 12.
But before you knew me, were you ever intimidated by men?
I wasn't trying to be a job.
Before you knew me, were you ever intimidated by me?
Look, it's not necessarily.
I guarantee you Dean is the one that will kill you before everyone else in the room.
But it's not just about intimidation. It's like It's about. How about here? If I can boil into a nutshell, it's about etiquette. I feel like white people have better etiquette than black people.
Hold on,
dude.
Hold on, Dave. Dave. Whoa. Now,
we're not going to blurt stuff out. All
Well,
the time.
try to guess what etiquette even comes from. Where does that come from?
Yeah. That's another thing. Like, I'm from the hood, but I know how to code switch, and code switch means like I know how to talk. Like,
exactly.
I'm from the hood. Like, yeah, son, you know, blah blah blah. But then it's like, hello, sir, how's your day? How's everything going?
But your idea of etiquette is also based on European values. It's not even an American thing. We picked that up from the fucking Brits. That's such old school shit that came from people that are a lot whiter than all of us. So that you're saying, here's the way to act, but not taking in the background of all the people. I guarantee you Italian people from Italy, didn't grow up with that same kind of etiquette that they had in Great Britain.
And who's more polite than a southern person in general? You know what I mean? Black,
they are.
white,
Yes.
anyone. Who's
Yes,
more polite?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm about to rape your ass, ma'am. Thank you.
If you don't mind.
Sir, I'm going to put this burning cross in the middle of your yard.
And that's
All right.
crazy.
Well, now, Dave.
Yeah.
To end the show, I want you to go over and hug Earl.
Oh,
go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Hug him.
All right.
Listen, during this song, go ahead, Earl.
Yeah,
Accept it full on.
Hug him back,
Accept
Earl.
this hug.
Yeah, the cease
There it is.
The
It's
cease
song.
racial tension.
Wow.
Hey,
And now
yo.
I want both of you to feel up the androgynous Fez Watley.
No,
Yes.
stay away.
Hey,
That was
Dave.
racism.
And I.
No,
There you go.
You got your hands
there
up.
it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
touch it. Earl's
Dave,
stomping on me.
would you get some stink finger? Thank you.
Stay out of there. That really, it's hotter today than it was. He's going in. He's going in.
Oh my God.
Earl, smell it. Smell it.
Stay out of my crack.
It's so wet.
It is Fez ass.
Oh my
It is a
God.
hot day. It's still hot in the studio.
You have to bathe more then.
I bathe every day right before I come in. It doesn't last.
Why don't you try some powder on that crack?
Really?
You gotta dry it out, brother.
I am trying.
You'll get
You're gonna get a rash.
You got to rock the powder this summer.
Use
Yeah,
some
you
black
got
soap.
to. You need some Gold Bond.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You gotta roll. We gotta roll you in Gold Bond like you were chicken. A fucking drumstick.
Shake and bake.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to know that we've solved the black and white problem. Maybe one day we'll even take on Foundry Music Jeff and really go that far.
I think
To the
that's a lost
hardcore
cause.
race.
We're going to need a whole show.
That's a lost cause.
Is it a lost cause?
I think so.
Yeah. Brooklyn night is coming up. They don't have you part of it.
No.
But here's what I'd like to do, Dean. I'd like you to make the executive producer of that night. You're the program director of Brooklyn Night. Because they all seem to need a lot of production, and Earl hasn't done any of it. All these guys are weirded out about how much production they need. Go ahead, Fez, you got something to plug?
Yeah, tomorrow night, Saul Williams is going to be at SOB's in New York City. That starts at 8 p.m. Then he'll be doing an in-store performance and a signing at Virgin Megastore. That's the one in Union Square, New York City. That's going to be on Thursday, July 17th, 6:30 p.m. Check out SaulWilliams.com.
And here covering a Saul Williams song is our own Homestar Runner.
That's the end of my show. Dong.
Thank you, Homestar.
The Ron and Fez Show.